see the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
I'm so excited this morning. On this day?
Yes.
On this day. Yes?
1988.
Yes, say it, though.
Jane's Addiction's Nothing's Shocking was released.
Not my favorite song on that album.
No.
But I want
Pigs and Zen, my favorite song.
I'm not in there.
I want you to say it, though. I want you to say
What?
on this.
On this day.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You say it the best. That's why. I'm just sorry. I was very excited, overwhelmed. My subscription to Teen Vogue finally started
good.
showing up at the house.
They
and-
still print
Listen, it's one of the leading political magazines right now.
Teen Vogue.
Yes.
No kidding.
It is.
They got a
It
writer.
really is.
They got a writer on there who has just been breaking some Trump stuff left and right.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Teen Vogue has undergone over the last couple of years a sort of a transformation, and there's a lot of politics in it.
Mm-hmm.
I forget her name. I follow her on Twitter. I'll find it. But she's a great columnist, and it's so they've really undergone a change. And here's 5 skin conditions that you can.
Is that where you get Bill's makeup tips?
Well, Bill's Beauty Buzz.
Beauty Buzz. That's
Bill's
what it
Beauty
is.
Buzz, yeah. No, it's actually kind of a good magazine. I'm surprised. And plus there's all kinds of fashion in it too. Here's something about what you should wear if you're the homecoming queen.
A gun?
No, Carrie, they
don't have that in
I'm surprised, but they don't
Gun on your hip.
No. But here's a whole article called I'll let you guess what this article in Teen Vogue is about.
Okay.
Gina. It's the Wellness Help Yourself section.
Okay.
State of Flow.
Well, I'm guessing that's a period piece.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Then underneath it says, "Does your period have to suck?"
Well,
Does it have to?
I mean,
no, it doesn't. And then there's a wonderful picture in here. See, that's why they've hipped it up. This is a picture of somebody who's washed out, hand washed their panties, and they're hanging on the spigot of the tub.
I've done that
Yeah.
because the water comes out faster there, so it's easier to.
I would.
Okay.
I've done it too. Not for that, but there are other stains.
For other.
There are other. You go. Ooh, what the hell happened there? I better wash these out.
Okay, we got to go.
Yeah. All right, let's get. This is the part where we just mess around. We'll really start the show coming up officially in a couple of minutes.
Well, with your check-ins.
Yeah, 877-602-9696. Call and check in. Let us know what you're doing, and you can contribute to what's become the least popular feature we have ever done in the history of this show.
And you might get a Gracie's gift card.
Oh, that's what we're giving away to a random check-inner. 877-602-9696.
I wish we could, give you a new home, but we can't do that.
I wish I could do the show from home, is what I like.
Well,
We can't give you a new home, but New Dwello can help you with the down payment.
Yes.
absolutely. Down payment grant money is available, and New Dwello has accessed all of those sources. They know how to get it, and they know how to pass it on to you. So if you text the word money to 62687, you will receive a short questionnaire. And if you're able to answer honestly the 7 simple questions, if you can answer yes to those 7 questions, you may have met the preliminary qualifications to get this grant money for a down payment on a home.
It's pretty easy to do. Lolly has taken all of this information, which would, if you'd have done it on your own, it would take you weeks to gather all this information. She's done that for you, put it all in one place, and boil it down to these questions.
And it's also a place you can go if you're selling a home. She can help you with that.
Absolutely. New Dwello has thousands of qualified buyers wanting to buy your home, and this will help you with that too. So text the word money to 62687.
Attention, local.
Richie called me last night to ask if he should have said something Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I was a little.
You
I
had that
did a
little
little.
panic look
I-
on your face.
Yeah.
He called me. He'd said something yesterday to management, and we won't go into what that was.
Okay.
But he called me and asked me. He told me what he said, and then he said, "Do you think I should have done that?" Now,
Well,
when
you ask that question,
you should probably already know the answer,
it
right?
means, yeah, you shouldn't have
Yeah.
asked.
But I think you didn't care for my response.
Well, no, because you actually told me honestly. Most of the time, you just tell me, I don't care, or it doesn't matter, or whatever you choose is the best decision for you. Bill always gives me those vague, like parental answers, so I go, okay, perfect. I can justify it in my mind and move on.
And when I say that, I mean that.
Sure.
Because it doesn't matter in the long run. Just make a choice and go with that. But what he called me about last night, I said, yeah, probably not. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Well, now I'm curious as to what
I'll
it
tell
is.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, to tell you off the air. But you shouldn't have done that. And now that you have, there's nothing you can do about it. So I would just.
Well, and since that conversation, I received communication back, and the dust is settled, and it's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, okay. So, but was it the thing you were telling me about?
About this morning, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably. That seemed awfully ballsy. But is that the new Richie? Is that the I'm standing up to?
Yeah, a little bit.
But it just seemed to, and as I said to him, there are certain positions worth taking and certain positions not worth taking.
It's the pick your battles.
Yeah, you got to just, and this was the wrong battle to pick.
Right.
And then I said, and if you don't like it here, just get out. That's what,
Well, and that's all because you're not used to standing up for yourself. You're learning.
Right, I'm getting there.
You know. So.
well, it's hard to do.
It's hard to do because the other part of Richie, and you guys have never seen this. The other part of Richie used to have
The gay part?
A really no,
Oh,
that's
we've
the
seen
gay
that.
part.
That's the
You've
part we
seen the
have
gay
seen.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
The really bad temper, and
You?
the raging. Oh yeah.
Huh.
For a long time in my early teen years, it was everything would set me off, and just
Did you get in fights with people?
more verbal, but just terribly abusive language coming from me
Really?
towards people. Swearing at my mom and not running away, but that kind of kid running away that you do. And the whole deal. And,
Slamming doors.
yeah,
You were
slamming
a door
doors.
slammer.
Oh yeah,
Big
and
door
I
slammer.
hate you.
Yeah,
And
big door slammer, yeah.
all that stuff. And then
How did you get rid of that?
I just decided it's not who I wanted to be anymore. But sometimes it comes back a little bit. See on the
You might be.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There he is.
I was full of rage one time. Checked at a warning by top Arizona utility officials that Arizona's going to cut off power to L.A.
Yeah, this could be a boner.
to Los Angeles if the city proceeds with its boycott of all things Arizona. The mayor on Wednesday defiantly rejected a warning by top Arizona utilities officials that the state could cut off power to Los Angeles should the city proceed with its boycott. Spokesman Dave Beltran told Fox News that the message didn't even warrant a response. We're not going to respond to threats from a state that has isolated itself from America that values freedom, liberty, and basic human rights, Beltran said. That was after Gary Pierce, a commissioner of the 5-member Arizona Corporation Commission, wrote a letter to Villagarosa. I can't say his name. It's Villaragosa.
Just mangle it.
Slamming his city council's decision to boycott the Grand Canyon State in protest of its immigration law by suspending official travel there and ending future contracts with state businesses. Noting that a quarter of Los Angeles' electricity comes from Arizona power plants, Pierce threatened to pull the plug if the city council does not reconsider. Doggone it! If you're going to boycott this candy store, then don't come in for any of it, Pierce told Fox News. Well, I'm sure that they'll do that. I am sure that Arizona, as a matter of fact, if I were California, I'd say, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shut it off.
Go ahead. Put up or shut up.
You already look bad, Arizona. Do that and look worse.
They're not going to do it, is the point.
No.
They would never do it. They can't do it. We're going to cut off your power. Uh-huh. Okay, fine. Do it. to the fact that this is the least popular feature on the radio today. Not just on the Radio from Hell show. This may be the least popular feature ever done in the history of radio.
In the history of
I
radio?
think it might be. It used to be the Farm Report.
Yeah.
That was the least popular feature.
People love the Farm Report.
No, Gina, I'm sorry they don't. That used
if you're
to be
a farmer, you do.
that. Not even farmers,
No?
they don't care for it anymore. It just makes them cry. so
All the crops are dead.
So if you want to participate, maybe you've wised up and said, I don't want to be a party to this. But if you want to help with the least popular feature on radio today, call 877-602-9696 and check in. Just let us know what you're doing today. In the meantime, we'll begin the show officially.
Beginning the show officially, brought to you by get 2 season passes at Solitude Mountain Resort with your qualifying new Chevy purchase at Riverton Chevrolet. Your home for big savings, small prices, online at rivertonchevy.com.
Official beginning. The moon is a waxing crescent moon, now moving toward full. It's only 9% of full at this time, however. Our next full moon won't be until September 6th at 1:02 in the morning. The moon will set today at 9:50 a.m. today. It will rise today at 9:50 a.m. You won't see much of it. So today being Thursday,
Yep.
it's the 24th day of August in the year of our Lord 2017, and this is North America's most opinionated radio broadcast, coming to you from high atop the second story of the 12-story Broadway Media Nerve Center.
Where's the raw nerve?
This is
there
the
a raw
Nerve Center. This is Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson over there. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi. And we're all, of course, celebrating today, the 24th of August, is Vesuvius Day.
As in Mount Vesuvius?
Yes.
Well, since Pompeii
National-
was destroyed. on this day,
National
wasn't it?
Vesuvius Day, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why we have a National Vesuvius Day listed on our calendar here, but
And
I
how
guess
do we
it's
celebrate?
it's to honor the memory of all those who were covered with volcanic rock and ash all those many, many years ago.
Because Dave Gilmour's releasing an album this weekend called Live at Pompeii.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Perhaps you celebrate by blowing your top.
Maybe.
Coming up on the radio show today, after we get done with this terrible check-in feature we decided to do, we will have some geek news on the radio right around 6:40, something like that. Geek news on the radio.
That's
And-
6:45.
Yeah, and Sean Means will be here at 8 o'clock to review movies. So, and
All right.
much more.
Much more. All right, let's turn to check-ins now. Ogden shut-in checking in. Nicknamed myself before it was cool when Bill was asking for shut-ins to check in. So I think he's regretting the shut-in. Tana Gurley, TV news photographer. I'm the only female photographer here in St. Louis. Ready to cover murders or the senator who wanted POTUS to be assassinated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get him, Tana.
Get them, Tana. Send us some of that stuff, will you? We'd like to see some of those photos.
I would check in, but that would only enable this bit and encourage it to continue.
Yeah, don't check it. So, yeah.
Somebody says, don't take away call-ins. I'm still jonesing for Den of Lies. I voted to keep that feature.
Oh, by the way, we were talking about uniforms yesterday. We did get a message from I think it's a Meadow Gold milkman.
Yes.
And the Meadow Gold milkman who checked in said, we're all required to wear uniforms. Everybody who works at the dairy, everybody who drives trucks for them, we all wear uniforms. Good on you.
HVAC Shin checking in.
Metal Shop Mark checking in. I want to be part of the show. How about 63%?
Okay.
Let's see. Bus driver Allison checking in. Good morning. Time to start kidnapping kids again.
It's back in school.
Because she's a bus driver.
But we don't give prizes to people that text in. We only give the Gracie's gift card away to somebody that calls in.
So it might be Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, were you the one who won the Gracie's gift card?
I didn't.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Now you made her feel bad.
See you later then. No, Stephanie, what are you doing today? What's up with you?
I'm just getting ready to go to work at the top secret job, and it's Friday, so I'm really excited.
The top secret job.
Well, what is it?
Well, you can't tell. She can't tell you.
Can't tell you.
It's
And
top
it's
secret.
Is it your Friday? Because you just said it's Friday.
It might be.
That means you work for the government
She
because
can't
that's
tell
a
you.
4-day week.
Oh no.
Okay.
Can you even give us a hint?
I can tell you. We are a company that makes transducers for oil rigs,
Oh,
and we make them in-house. It's very scientific, and a lot of it goes over my head, so I'm still learning.
I liked it better when I thought you were a spy.
I answer the
I know.
phone. I answer the phone. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks for checking in with us.
all right. Let's see. Let's go to Kyle.
Kyle, checking in today.
Hello.
Hello.
Good.
Kyle, what's up with you today?
I am your local track hoe operator. Remember me?
Sure do. A track hoe as opposed to just a common everyday backhoe. He has,
Yep.
he
It's
got one
got
of
the
those.
track.
You know what I always say? Track hose before back hose. Always said
Oh,
that.
Carrie Jackson.
Always said that.
Well done.
Hey, I was wondering if you hate this segment so much, why do you keep doing it?
Oh, we don't hate it. We love it.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody
the
else
audience that hates it. No, we like it. We think it's great.
Well,
it's the
One of
listening
these
audience.
times I'm gonna get you to give me something.
Oh, you think you want to win? Yeah, come on. Next time Kyle calls, let him win.
No,
will you?
we don't ever give things to people that ask for them. It's rude.
Well, but he's got a track hoe.
All right.
Thanks, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Okay.
Librarian checking in. Jim is jonesing for a farm report.
Jim Jonesing. I get it.
Yay.
Let's see. Mixer driver Shane from Taiwan. I've been at work since 3 a.m. I'm tired of these rookie drivers I work with. I need you to try really hard today.
Just for Jim, by the way, frozen pork bellies, Jim, they're up.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Nacho, the IT guy, checking in. Tim, the tree guy, checking in. Don't take away call-ins.
No.
It's not call-ins, it's check-ins.
Check-ins. Let's see. Allie heading to work after a couple of days off, checking in. Let's see. Steve.
Soybean conditions have improved slightly. Corn is staying steady.
Corn is steady, stable, good.
I looked at
Steve the Persian. I keep getting the line is busy. Well, that's because the lines are full. That's why.
Yeah, you just have to keep trying.
do.
We're a gigantic radio station, so we have a whole 3 lines that
Yeah.
come into the
We
studio.
can't handle more than 3.
No.
I know. You don't deserve more than 3, I think, is what we were told. Let's see. Sarah from Gillette checking in. I get to spend the morning at the DMV.
Well,
all right.
Okay.
Adam waiting to board front runner. However much you want to do today is fine with me.
Adam's easy to please.
He certainly is. Let's go to Curtis. Hello, Curtis.
Curtis, what's up with you today, Curtis? What's happening?
Oh, I just got off work and I got to go pay the bills.
I'm sorry. I've been meaning to do that at my house for a couple of days, and today I just have to really sit down and pay the bills. It's always wonderful, isn't it? I find that when you set up your little desk and you get the bills out, and I pay most of mine online. So I set up the desk and I get all the bills ready, and I get my notebook out, and then I have a big glass of whiskey right there next to me. And that kind of helps me pay the bills.
That always eases the pain, right?
Yeah, you should try that. You haven't done it. All right, thanks.
See ya.
Thank you.
All right. Dr. Paul White checking in. I'm not able to get to a landline phone. I know that is preferred, but I request about 95% today as I have to face defining prejudice, stereotypes, discrimination, and isms in class today, which is always a fun lecture.
That's the stuff Dr. White teaches.
Yeah.
us, but
Wait a minute. You're doing all of that today?
Yep.
Sounds like a lot.
Deborah Jensen checking in way too early after a kick-ass Depeche Mode concert.
Oh, yeah. I
was
was
last
wondering
night.
how everybody
Did you
liked that.
see that picture? I think Dr. Torres tweeted a picture
Oh, yeah?
of being at the Depeche Mode concert, and it was the caption was something like, "You really want to be this guy playing crossword puzzle on your phone at a Depeche Mode?" And there was-
Really?
she took a picture over somebody's shoulder. It was a guy doing like a crossword puzzle on his phone.
I'm only here because my girlfriend's making me. Rick?
Oh, Rick, what's up with you
how's it
today?
going today?
It's going okay. What's up with you?
Thanks for the job you guys do. You guys make my morning. every
Oh,
morning.
thanks.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm just fueling right now, heading for Logan, Utah, delivering a bunch of metal for Affiliated Metal.
Oh, well, be careful on the road, and I'm glad that we can help out your day.
You always do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got
I appreciate you.
Jesse the gaffer off to another day on a film set. Well, what film,
Yeah,
Jesse?
you gotta let us know.
We
Yeah.
want to know what you're working on.
We would really like to know.
Let's see. Jessica. Hi, guys. If I have to deal with my snotty teenage daughter, I really need you to try today. September enthusiast checking in. 8 more days.
Are we celebrating
I
September
think
in
we're
any
going to
big
be.
way this
I think
year?
we're going to be forced to.
Yeah, we're forced to.
I don't know. All right,
Will you rise to the occasion?
I
Bill?
will. Yes, that's
Rise
a
to
good way
the
to put it. I will rise to the occasion.
All right, so I guess we have to try today, but I guarantee you, as soon as the show's over, I'm headed back home to bed.
I'm going to go home and rise to the occasion in my adjustable base bed from Mattress Firm.
You can actually rise in it
I
because it
can.
can lift your head up.
Yes, it can. It can lift my little head up. Mattress Firm is having their Labor Day sale coming up, but they're doing a little, just kind of a real quick look at it first. If you want to stop into a Mattress Firm store, it's now through Sunday. For a limited time, you can save up to $500, and that's now through Sunday. Save up to $500 on the new exclusive Dream Bed Lux at Mattress Firm. Complete your sleep with a free Columbia pillow. Now that's this till through Sunday only, and you can get free delivery with select purchases.
Yeah, and they'll take away your old yucky mattress.
They
Get
will.
that out of here. Bring my new Mattress Firm mattress in, and they'll set it up. And they do it really fast.
Mattress Firm is great with that. Yeah, they get rid of those old pea-stained things and take them out to the warehouse.
They're not
somewhere.
all pea stained,
Oh, yeah.
Bill.
All old mattresses, there's going to be a pea stain on it. I'm telling you. I don't care who you are. So it's Mattress Firm. Their Labor Day sale. Go to mattressfirm.com and find a store near you.
Once again, I forgot how to do my job, Gina. Traffic.
Oh, sure. Let me refresh quickly.
Probably nothing, but
Well, there's a couple things. Crash westbound 31st Street at the I-15 ramps in Ogden. The two left lanes are blocked, but there's not a lot of traffic so far, so not many delays. That's about the only thing, unless you want to text us something, 33986.
all right. It's Big Boy News and Geek News on the radio next. Stand by.
I like your shirt, by the way. New shirt? What?
Old shirt.
You never wear it, though.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's a nice shirt.
I don't wear it very often.
Well, you should.
Okay. Great.
I gave you a compliment.
Then maybe I will. I will wear it as often as I ever do, which is not often. It's a shirt that I bought. I remember exactly when I bought this shirt. It's when there was an Old Navy over here on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
Over there
Where
on 4th
Trader
South.
Joe's is going to be.
Yeah. And there was an Old Navy there. And I went in there one day, and they had this big pile of shirts on the floor. I'm not kidding, as Old Navy does sometimes. And they said, all of the shirts in this pile are $1.20. I'm not kidding. $1.20. And I thought, this shirt being $1.20, that's a negative money.
Yeah. It costs more than that to...
Yeah, there's more material in this shirt. There's more little, Vietnamese or Singaporean child finger blood in this shirt from sewing the buttons on. And so I bought it for $1.20 off the floor at the Old Navy.
You would not think that.
It's not. It's just a dumb shirt.
You should have kept the receipt in the pocket. My sister bought a coat
But we
once.
never do a 120 time check, Gina. So
My sister bought a coat once that was on sale, and it ended up being $7, and she kept the receipt in the pocket so that anytime anybody said, I like that coat.
her sister Minnie Pearl.
No, Mikkel,
Just to
I
prove.
like that coat. She'd say, $7. No, it's not. I have the receipt. She kept it in the pocket.
right there. Right
$7 coat.
That is the see again. That's the kind of thing that the Barbary girls are interested in.
$7? I don't believe that was $7.
But you could have a debate with some other people about the political situation in Tibet or the existence of God. But when you're debating with the Barbary girls, it's whether Bill Murray is going to go crashing parties and how much the coat cost. Is she the good-looking one?
They are all good looking.
No, they are not.
They are. All of my sisters are good looking.
Lolita? Certainly not. All right, let's get this over with.
One is better looking than the others.
No, they are all good.
It's that one that's really
Yeah.
good looking,
Yeah.
and then there's
Why
there's
you guys
an
do this?
there's an okay one, and
I
then
get
there's that
phone
other
calls
one.
every time you do this.
Which one is he talking about?
They know.
Yeah,
They
they
know.
all. I'm surprised they call. All they have to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah, you
It's
knew.
me, isn't
All
it?
they
Come
have
on.
to do is look at a family photo, Gina. They'll all point to the good-looking one.
All the Barbary girls know. They know who the good-looking one is. It's true.
So, sentence number 1 in Spanish, please.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de acción de gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Wow.
Que dijo el pavo de acción de gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Yes, no. Estoy lleno. Ajá.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de acción de gracias después?
Después.
Gracias después de la cena estoy lleno. Wow.
Estoy lleno.
Wow. All right.
Okay, that's good, Gina.
All right.
And in English, Mario?
You know, I was talking to someone, and then they said, how come Gina always said just the last words? She never said the whole sentence.
Estoy lleno.
How do you say because she's very lazy?
Porque es muy floja.
Muy floja.
Muy floja. Mhm. Go ahead in English, Mario.
Okay. What did the Thanksgiving turkey say after dinner?
I don't know what.
I'm stuffed.
Estoy lleno.
Stop.
Estoy lleno.
All right, and sentence number 2 in Spanish, please.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Sí.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young, otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas. ¡A las porristas!
And that is in English, Mario?
Some cheer for Brigham Young, others for the University of Utah. I cheer for the cheerleaders.
Yay!
The only way to go.
But not when my wife is around.
No.
Yep.
No. Mario, are you going to have a big traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, sir.
What will you have?
We're gonna have turkey. I'm sorry, pavo.
Pavo.
Pavo. De acción de gracias.
What else will you have?
You know, usually we met at El Farol.
Oh, do you?
We met at El Farol, so we all bring a dish.
96.
Just quickly before we get to news, and
Yes.
we missed this check-in, and I like it. I tried calling to check in, but I'm just sitting in my car that I sleep in, waiting for 9 a.m. to roll around so I can head over to my ex-wife's house to figure out what part her dryer needs so I can go buy it and fix it so she'll let me continue to do my laundry there for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
Divorce life is great, isn't it?
All y'all listening,
Yeah. Listen,
think you got it bad?
divorced life is. I remember being a part of divorce life and driving twice a week, driving from Provo to Ogden to pick up my kids at school. That was great. That was fun.
Think before you get married.
Well, think before you have kids.
How about just live together? You don't need to get married.
Get
you know?
divorced quicker.
Anyway. Big Boy News and Opinioendo. We got Geek News coming up, but Big Boy News now brought to you by
Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
Well, here's a big piece of news. George R.R. Martin, the Game of Thrones author, has revealed that he doesn't even watch the TV show Game of Thrones. And the reason, of course, is he's too busy working on the next book in the... No, it's because he's eating. That's the
Because
reason.
he's eating?
He's eating and chasing girls. That's
He's
what
not
he does.
chasing girls.
Oh, he's chasing
Oh,
girls.
yes, he is.
He's chasing girls.
Yes,
He's
he is.
chasing girls?
Well, he doesn't have to chase them anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't have to
They
anymore.
come up to him all the time.
Isn't he like 99 years old?
He's
in
he's
his
70s,
maybe
or
70, early 70s. Prosecutors say that a Utah teenager is accused of buying a friend a rope I don't remember this story.
Oh, yeah, we've done this story.
Maybe I kind of mixed it around in my mind because there have been stories similar to this in the news lately. Utah teenager accused of buying a friend a rope, tying a noose in it, and then filming the 16-year-old girl's suicide. Yeah, I do remember this. In Payson Canyon. So was it murder? Prosecutors have charged 18-year-old Terrell Prisbison with the first-degree felony murder, as well as misdemeanor count of failing to report a dead body. They say his actions in helping 16-year-old Jaconda Brown plan her death were criminal. According to evidence presented Wednesday during a preliminary hearing, Prisbison told a police detective during a recorded interview, "I feel guilty. I feel like I did murder her. I helped her." But the teen's attorneys say, wait, hey, hang on, don't say those things.
No.
They have issues with the murder charge, and they're going to fight to get it at least
He bought the rope
to a lesser count.
He talked her into it, and then he filmed it happening, and then left and didn't tell anybody what.
Hey! This is freedom of expression. He was just
He was
doing a movie.
No, sorry, you should be in prison.
Guns rights activists are up in arms, very upset about a hike in the concealed carry fee. The permit fee, and there's that typical picture of Clark Opposian that they use every time. I don't know if we have it there at x96.com, but he always looks pissed off and concerned. He's looking at the camera, going, "What? What?"
He has to pull that face so you won't see the crazy face that he actually.
Well, it's kind of anyway. He's they're very upset. I don't know what the fee's going up to, but they say, why you're going to...
It can't be that much.
Well, let me look and see what they're saying. National Rifle Association is getting involved. Let's see. Permits on August 1st they increased the fee by $20.
Oh, my hell.
It's going from $57 to $67.
Listen, what price to pay for your safety, right?
It's $57 for Utah residents, $67 for out-of-state people who can just send in an application.
Yeah, they don't even have to be here.
They don't, and they don't have to prove that they're good shots or know what they're doing or have any kind of safety at all.
You're fine.
Now, there are people, the Salt Lake Tribune is asking for this, and I think they're absolutely right. The Salt Lake Tribune editorial board saying state auditors should investigate closed commission meetings. County commission... the county commission down in Juab, I believe it was, Juab County, Kane and Garfield, when Zinke came to town to talk about closing Bears Ears,
right?
Those commissioners, the Kane and Garfield commissioners, had meetings with him that were closed to the public.
If you're doing the public's business, the public should be able to be a part of that.
Southern Utah Wilderness Alliance is filing a lawsuit saying we should have at least the minutes of those meetings. We want to know how you talked to him, what you talked about, and they should never have been closed in the first place.
Damn right.
I agree. But Utah may be trading in a beautiful dinosaur bone hunting area for a coal mine. Because of all of this, because they're going to reduce the size of the Grand Staircase Escalante monument, and the reason that they're going to agree to do that, because it's a government interfluence. No, it's because the energy, the coal and oil people, have paid the lawmakers, given them money for their campaigns.
Yep.
That's why they want to. They're saying we should reduce the size. They'll tell you it's because they want less government interference in local government, but it's really because they've been getting money. They get money.
That's exactly it.
Joe Arpaio's paperwork is ready to go.
Oh, his
ready for
pardon?
Trump. Ready for Trump to sign. Pardon that old racist ass hat.
I just screenshot because I'm sure it's going to go away in a second. We have another Trump tweet misspelling.
Oh, goody.
Fake news now complaining about my different types of back-to-back speeches. There was Afghanistan, THEIR. I'm tweeting it right now because he's going to correct it in a minute.
Which, Gino, I think that speaks very well of the president. He catches these things and he corrects them. He doesn't want to be in error.
Somebody runs in
and Donald Trump has, of course, threatened to shut down the government if Congress does not appropriate money to build the wall between here and Mexico. Now, I thought Mexico was supposed to be paying.
I was just going to ask. I thought that was the deal.
Wasn't Mexico going to pay for it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he kept saying? But now he's going to shut down the government. Maybe he's going to shut down the Mexican government. Maybe that's
Is that what he means? He just left that word out.
I think that's who he was probably talking to. Here's a great idea. I think this is just excellent. The village of Rochester, I think this is Canada, there's a funeral home there, and they have applied for and received a liquor license. The funeral home has.
Well, because you have a wake.
It's a great
Haven't
idea.
you been to wakes where they
Absolutely.
Not at a funeral home. I've been there at people's homes and stuff like that.
I've been to Stark Funeral Home on 9th East.
Well,
and
they're probably breaking the law.
And I don't know that they have a liquor license, but there were drinks
But
available
this
there.
funeral home is smart because they want to do it because they want to control the liquor. They want to sell it to the people who come to the funeral. When you're coming to a funeral, we also have a cash bar. We're coming to a funeral. We have an open bar. Doesn't matter what funeral you're coming to. If you'd like to have a couple of drinks before you go in or after you get done, that's. And why have Americans stopped eating turtle?
Turtle?
When did they start eating turtle?
Well, there is a very long article about this in the AV Club, avclub.com. Americans used to eat a lot of turtle. There used to be canned turtle, and we're talking the big giant sea turtles. There used to be canned turtle, very available in the late 1800s, early 1900s. People loved it.
Well, they're slow. They're easy to catch.
That's part of it. Apparently people ate it all the time, but we don't eat it anymore. I think it's because they have such pretty eyes. They do.
We have other options.
They have beautiful eyes, and I've never had it, but
I have.
Like soup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a picture here of a can of Heinz ready-to-serve mock turtle soup. They used to.
That's not actual turtle.
Well, probably
right?
not. I think it says
turtle.
mock turtle. It's probably not. But to mimic. No, it's the. Here's how they made mock turtle soup. You ready? To
Ritz
mimic
crackers?
To mimic the thick, gummy stalk of turtle soup, they boiled a calf's hooves and head, skin on, brains out, and shredded the cheap meat that fell off the bones.
Skin on, brains out?
I think I'd rather have actual turtle.
Then they would serve it in a hollowed-out turtle shell and add meatballs in the shape of turtle eggs.
And say, there you go.
It was very popular in America. Lots of it was sold.
We have more options now.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
I'm stuck on there. He did it again. I love it. Let's see. Real Salt Lake won last night in a big way. Shutout. Excuse me. So that means Brandon Steinekert from Rancid. He was the lucky totem that helped with that last night. They have another game this Saturday at home. Colorado Rapids will be here. Let's see. What else do we have? Spotty sprinkles possible this morning, but will clear up by later this afternoon. 92 for a high. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes are on sale now, offering the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain this winter. Learn more at snowbird.com. Traffic, we've got that crash westbound 31st Street in Ogden. 2 left lanes are blocked at the bottom of the I-15 on-ramps. It looks like that's the only traffic incident being reported so far this morning, unless you want to report one. You can text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty. Online at strongvw.com.
Turtle soup, by the way, just the popularity went down. It was so popular that they became hard to find. And the price got more and more expensive, and so that's why.
Okay, is this featured, Gina?
It always by Cabin Fever. Action figures, playing cards, puzzles, gift books. Cabin Fever carries a large selection of licensed merchandise as well. Located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right, brand new episode of Geek Show Podcast is available right now. It's called Flabby Normal. At the end of this geek news, I will share with you The Secret of Sergeant Candy.
Okay.
But first, let's talk about what enraged the geek web yesterday.
Aren't they always upset about something?
And I don't know why. I'm here to tell you to calm down. Let's talk about Joker movies.
Let's talk about Joker.
Oh, I saw that somebody said their Joker's going to get his own movie.
With Jared Leto?
No. Well, hang on.
Oh, all right. Am I jumping ahead?
You're
Sorry.
jumping ahead.
I'm sorry.
Nobody knows.
As usual.
I'm sorry.
There is a timeline here, okay?
You're one of the people that's the problem.
It started yesterday after we got done with the show. It was announced that Warner Brothers has asked the Hangover filmmaker Todd Phillips to write and possibly direct an origin movie for the Joker.
We need that, I think.
No, we don't. We
Sure
know
we
Jack
do.
Nicholson fell into that vat of acid, and that's all we need to know.
It's like you guys read Twitter yesterday. It's exactly what was going back and forth. No, we don't need an origin story because the fact that he's mysterious is best, and they cite Heath Ledger, where he gives a different answer to everybody, You know how I got these scars, that. And then there's the Jack Nicholson.
He fell into a vat of acid. I've seen it.
And then I pointed to, let's see, it was The Killing Joke, which offers one potential origin.
comic.
Graphic novel.
He's an unsuccessful comedian who turns to crime.
Oh, I didn't know that was the...
Yeah, it's all in there. His wife dies, and it's real tragic. And
An unsuccess... So you don't do well as a comic, and it turns you into that.
well, the theme of that whole graphic novel is all it takes is one bad day.
Well, there you
So
go.
they show the Joker's one bad day, and he tries to get Commissioner Gordon to have his one bad day.
Okay.
To send him over the edge. That's the whole plot of that.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Before you get upset,
Okay.
two little things. Martin Scorsese is producing it.
So it'll be gritty.
The intention is to make a gritty, grounded, hard-boiled crime film set in the early 80s Gotham City that isn't meant to feel like the DC movies right now. This will not be part of the DC movie canon, which will be confusing for people, but there's that. And second, remember the Geek Show rule. Show me what you got.
Yeah.
All right?
How can you have an opinion about it before
Just calm down.
you see it?
Then, this morning, we wake up to more Joker movie news.
Okay.
And this is where it's going to get really confusing for people. Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, directors and executive producers of the NBC drama This Is Us, who also wrote and helmed the film Crazy Stupid Love, are in final negotiations to pen and helm an untitled movie project with the Joker and Harley Quinn, with Jared Leto and Margot Robbie.
Okay.
This is where this other Joker movie is going to get confused for people, because they say it's not going to be the Joker's, the DC Cinematic Universe is Jared Leto as the Joker right now. But this will not be Jared Leto in the Joker movie that Martin Scorsese's producing. It'll be a different actor. That's where it's going to get confusing for DC fans.
Okay.
But that is in development. You're going to get a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. That's happening. It's being described as a criminal love story.
I was going to say that's not an origin story, though, necessarily.
No,
It's
it'll
just
be
another.
Their adventures.
It's the origin of their love.
Maybe it'll be a Harley Quinn origin story, because I only got touched on in Suicide Squad. So maybe it'll be a Harley Quinn origin story and how he seduced her and all of that. Okay. Sergeant Candy.
Yes.
This is your homework today.
Sergeant
I want you to go to YouTube.
Geek homework.
It is a minute and it's 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes
All
to
right.
watch this.
Geeks have a really short attention span.
All right. James Cameron was talking with Terminator fans about how future Terminator movies could explore the reason that the T-800 looks and sounds exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, you got to ask yourself, why did they make these characters look and sound like Arnold?
Yeah.
There has to be a reason. So yeah, it flashed through my mind that there had to have been a prototype. There has to be a guy whose DNA was harvested from, that they grew the organic outer layer, that they grew the Terminator from, and that presumably was a real person at some point. Now the question is, did that person have some sort of meaning to Skynet? Why did they choose that one? Or was it like a whole rack of Terminators? The one that happened to be Arnold model just happened to be the closest? I've asked myself these questions, but it's never been resolved. I was reading this story on Geek Show when Tony,
Too Tall Tony,
piped in and said, well, no, they've already addressed that. I found this last week. Go to YouTube and search Sergeant Candy Terminator.
Okay.
You'll get a deleted scene from Terminator 3.
Well, it's a deleted scene then.
I know it's not canon, but it's addressed, and I want you to go and look at this.
Just got started, Bob. Take a seat.
It's all the guys at the people making the Terminator sitting around watching this film.
And it's from Terminator 3.
Right here with the
Yes.
technology developed at CRS.
You do know the patents were obtained from a private vendor, Cyberdyne?
Cyberdyne? It's ancient history.
Cyberdyne?
Using designs
So now
generated by
there's
Skynet, we need no
guy
longer
running on a
risk the
treadmill.
well-being of
You
our
see his
civilian
legs. The
uniform.
camera pans up,
Robots will
and
take
it's
their place
Arnold.
on the front
Okay.
lines.
Hi, I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy. I was honored to be selected by CRS. in
That's
the
his
ongoing
voice?
effort
They dubbed it in.
It's somebody else's voice, and
They
he's
couldn't-
lip
He
syncing.
couldn't do that. He couldn't do that.
Oh,
Why?
Fix it.
now listen. Here's the best part.
CRS
Okay.
in the ongoing effort to save American lives.
So then they cut back to the boardroom. Okay. And here's
I wish that had been in there.
and here's what happens. Here's what happens.
I don't know about that accent.
We can fix it.
A guy sitting there, a young guy with glasses on, turns to the guy and says, "We can fix it."
Why wouldn't that, like Bill said, why wouldn't they have put this in the...
Because it's stupid.
Ridiculous.
It's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever.
And I love that this tells me that Tony watches all the...
Power to make war safe.
He's
And that is truly priceless.
well. Tony loves Schwarzenegger,
CRS brings you
and he
the
he said
face
that this was included in deleted scenes on a DVD. So
I love that.
It's me.
you will get the greatest laugh if you go and
And
watch.
that he just knew that.
And it was so great that Tony just knew that, but it's also great that James Cameron's not aware that that's been addressed. And
It's funny. It's not a bad idea, but just listening to it, it's so stupidly.
go watch it. You will die laughing. Seriously. All right, so there you go.
I'm Sergeant Candy.
Sergeant Candy.
Hi. Whoa. I'm gonna help America.
I love it.
All right. Do you have traffic, Gina?
Let's see. We got slowage southbound 15 through Kaysville, I-15 northbound from Draper to Sandy into downtown Salt Lake, but no accidents so far. Let's see if we can keep it that way, everybody. Be on your toes. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see. We'll be back with round one of your boner voting. But first, it's Beat Gina.
Yeah.
You need to call in and play, participate. 877-602-9696. You're going to win a prize if you beat Gina at trivia.
The prize is a $25 gift card from Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you more about Prohibition when we come back.
Today, the trivia is Harry Potter trivia, specifically Weasley trivia. It's multiple choice, so you got a good chance of guessing.
Weasley, specific.
So be ready. 877-602-9696. Okay.
The mayor of Salt Lake has joined us here. It's Ralph Becker, and there's bad blood here, Mayor Becker.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Mayor,
You know what? You know what it is? I'm hurt.
It's bad blood
I'm
here.
hurt.
The worst thing you can do is when you accept a gift from a woman, not use it.
When I'm visiting with her.
Yeah,
Yes,
especially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a barbary scorned.
I went all the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
All the way to
All the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
That's a good what, mile? 2 from your house, right?
I know what deep trouble is, and here I am. And, but I do want you to know, I have been wearing your tie regularly and proudly and advertising where I got it. Yeah,
See
right.
this? See this?
Yeah.
Gina Barberi.
Is it getting deeper?
Easy to say.
Now, Mayor Becker, our producer Richie says he sent. I thought he had called you, but apparently he sent an email to your office saying you may want to wear the tie
Oh, God,
when
I
you come to
didn't
see.
get
See, you didn't
There's
get
Mayor
it.
Becker going, I have an email address? What the?
Ralph Becker. Now we should say that Gina bought him a tie because you were tired of seeing him wear.
This tie, the tie he's wearing right now. Because every time I got a mailer from you while you were campaigning, different pictures, but same tie. And I was concerned that people were going to think you only had one tie. I was worried about you.
You want to know how to get her, Mayor Becker? You want to know how to get her?
Yeah, I need-
Look
I
at her
need
very
advice.
seriously and say, "This tie was given to me by my dead mother."
Something like that.
Or
The thing is that this is a Jerry Garcia tie, and I don't think my mother knows
No.
Jerry Garcia or knew him. I
It
should
was
say.
that nice Garcia fellow who lived down the street. He used to
right.
sell us squash.
Mayor Becker, great. How's it going? I mean, are you enjoying being the
Made
mayor?
the transition and everything.
I'm having a great time. I've got great people around me working. The city's been so responsive. Everyone's jumping in to do things we need to do. So I'm feeling great.
I want to applaud you, by the way, for taking a bold stance and making what I think is one of the most significant moves I've ever seen a mayor make, and that is get rid of that ugly logo that Rocky Anderson had, and go back to the traditional city logo. I'm actually serious.
Bill really likes that logo.
I like the traditional logo, that mountainy kind of. That was a dumb logo for Salt Lake.
It's the important issues Bill pays attention to.
Well, I realize these are symbols of the city, so there is importance there. It was really just a matter of personal preference, and that's.
Now, did you find the Mitt Romney?
I did find the Mitt Romney.
All right, let me just read to you briefly where he did this. It was during a surprise appearance at a dinner this week.
Did he pop out of a cake?
For Washington, D.C. radio and television reporters, his top 10 list of reasons why he dropped out of the race for the White House earlier this year.
Oh, now I found the David Letterman. Is this a different thing that
Well,
you're
it says
talking
Romney. It says here Romney offered the David Letterman-style list, written with the help of several campaign advisors, at the Radio and Television Correspondents Annual Awards dinner Wednesday night. A video of the appearance is available on YouTube.
Now, see, I've got the David Letterman. I don't know if this is the same thing.
Why don't you do it, and I'll see if that's
I also
the same
have
thing.
the other one, too. So.
Top 10 reasons Mitt Romney dropped out of the presidential race. Well, here you have it. As topical as though torn from today's headlines. Exactly right. Top 10 reasons Mitt Romney dropped out of the presidential race. Here we go, number 10. Harsh Midwest weather was murder on his split ends. Number 9.
Is that?
This is not the Mitt Romney one. This is Letterman's, but let's see which one is funnier.
Okay.
Wants to devote more time to his rap persona, P. Mitty. P. Mitty. Number 8. Polls show public doesn't want a president who looks like a casino greeter.
That's good.
That's good.
Number 7, just couldn't compete with the Ron Paul juggernaut. Number 6.
That's funny.
Unveiling a new line of honey-roasted Rom Nuts. What? What? What?
Honey-roasted Rom
Honey-roasted Rom Nuts. I don't know what's the matter with the guy. Number 5, that bastard Zogby had it in for him. Number 4, apparently America's not ready for a white male president. Number 3.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Number 3. No, number 3, a writer suffering from mitt withdrawal. Number 2, there was that little problem of nobody voting for him. And the number 1 reason Mitt Romney dropped out of the presidential race, lost all of his money betting on the Patriots.
There you go.
Follow Radio from Hell on Twitter at Radio from Hell.
All right.
Now, when you play...
877-602-9696, that's the number, and we forgot to mention.
When you play Beat Gina, you are trying to win a $25 gift card to Prohibition, Utah's sexiest new speakeasy, located north of Fashion Place Mall in Murray. Tonight and every Thursday night, karaoke night, $4 craft pints, reservation and information at prohibitionutah.com. That's what you can win.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, if Gina beats you, you should give her a prize.
It's only fair.
So, is this sponsored? Or are we just diving right into the game?
That's the sponsor, is
that
Prohibition.
Prohibition. Okay, there we go. Well, let's play the game that everyone wants to play. It's Beat Gina. All right, so we decide our candidates, our contestants, by the prize that they are offering. So here you go, Gina. You decide.
I guess Richie had to strong-arm prizes out of these people because we forgot to mention.
I don't do this for nothing.
No.
Line 3 is offering Harmon's Donuts.
Okay.
They make good donuts at Harmon's.
They have a good bakery. Yeah.
Line 2, a bottle of wine.
Okay.
And line 1, Sweet Tooth Fairy cupcakes.
Ooh.
Those are good as well.
Mm-hmm. So you decide what prize you want to win if you beat them.
Well, I haven't had breakfast this morning yet, so maybe we should go with
bottle
the
of wine.
Bottle of wine. Harmon's Donuts.
Oh, I thought
Harmon's
you said
Donuts. All right.
Does that mean we'll get them today?
I don't know.
Well, Ben, I don't know. Ben, what do you think? Would you be able to get them to us today if she beats you at trivia?
I'm sure I could do that.
All right.
All right.
Then you're on, Ben.
Okay, Ben, you're going up against Gina with Harry Potter trivia, specifically Weasley trivia.
Why is it Weasley trivia?
I don't know.
Anybody?
I don't.
Why is it Weasley trivia?
Oh, I can explain after the game.
Okay.
The Weasley family, you know, is it extends far and wide.
I can explain after the. Yes, there are a lot of Weasleys.
There are.
Okay.
So there you go. All right. Let's see. It's Ben. It helps if you go first. It gives you the advantage in the game. Call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay. Coin toss app says tails. Sorry.
Oh, Gina goes first.
Gina goes first. All right. First person to 3 wins. If Gina gets this question wrong, Ben, you get a chance to answer it correctly and steal the point away, and vice versa. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Gina.
What does Arthur Weasley ask Harry when he first meets him in the movie? A, do you like muggles? B, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck? C, when was the last time you were in quality Quidditch supplies? Or D, what's up with the scar, dork?
I'm going to say B.
What exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
Yeah.
That is correct.
What?
That is correct.
Why does...
I don't remember, but I remember.
But you remember that line?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, 1-0 for Gina. Now, Ben, it's your turn. You got a chance to tie the game.
Okay.
What dangles from Bill Weasley's earring? Is it A, a feather? B, something that can't be mentioned on the radio? C, his wedding ring? Or D, a fang?
I honestly don't remember, but I'm going to go with D, a fang.
That is correct.
A what? A fang?
A fang.
Oh, I thought he said a fang.
He deals with dragons.
Ah, okay.
A fang.
Very good, Ben. It's now 1-1. Gina controls the question.
All right. Gina, what were Fred Weasley's last words?
Okay.
No.
Was it A, I don't think I've heard you joke since you were... ... Is it B, George? Was it C, tell my mother I love her? Or D, I will live forever?
I was hoping it was I, but no.
No, it's not one of the choices. Sorry.
It's not Wilhelm scream.
No, the joke would have been I regret nothing. That would have been the joke, yeah.
A.
A?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Which is what?
I don't think I've heard you joke since you were... Fred was talking with Percy when he was suddenly killed in an attack at Hogwarts.
It's now 2-1, Gina's favor, but Ben has a chance to tie.
Ben?
Yes?
How did Fred and George pay for their shop in Diagon Alley?
Diagon.
Diagon Alley?
Come on, Carrie, you're going to
I
get
don't-
sent through the wrong flue to the wrong place if you
It's
say it wrong.
I don't know. Diagon. How did Fred and George pay for their shop in Diagon Alley? Was it A, Harry gave them his Triwizard winnings, B, they robbed Gringotts, C, they stole it, or D, they used dark magic to get a loan with reasonable interest?
I'm going to go with A.
That's correct.
Correct. Ben knows his Weasley trivia.
So do I.
It's 2-2. Gina has the question, and it's a chance to win. Yes, Gina. Yes. The announcer says, yes, Gina, so do you.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Which Harry Potter actor was born on August 24th? Was it A, Rupert Grint, B, Julie Walters, C, James and Oliver Phelps, or D, Bonnie Wright?
Rupert Grint.
Well, it's Weasley trivia.
Well, the rest of those are Weasleys.
Oh, they are
too.
all Weasleys?
They're all Weasleys.
Gina wins the game. Sorry, Ben, you got to get them donuts over here right away, and you lose, you get nothing.
Well, what?
No, you
Gina's-
don't get nothing.
Gina's going to give you something.
Because I'm very impressed with your Weasley knowledge.
So what, you're going to give him the prize anyway?
I am $25 gift card to Prohibition.
But he still has to bring the donuts.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Ben?
All right, I'll go get him.
All right. Hang on the line, you obedient creature, you.
You know, it's the building doesn't open until 9, just so you know.
Oh,
Unless you get a hold of Richie and
Richie will let you in.
Maybe
Well, we
Richie will
can't-
let you in if
well,
you.
we can't get his prize before 9.
Oh, well then there's that. So all right, I'll put you on hold. We'll get your information. We'll figure something out.
Thanks,
all right?
Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Awesome.
Okay, there we go.
Let's see, we got Boner of the Day coming up, round 1.
Mm-hmm.
And here are your candidates. I'm going to get the full title of this one. You know, I like sausage as much as the next guy, but this is a bit much.
Oh yeah.
Boner candidate number 2. One-armed clown with a machete. Come on, that's funny.
I'm voting for that one, and I don't know the story.
And Boner candidate number 3. We're looking into it.
All right, so round 1 of the Boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo.
I can guarantee you that one of those 3 candidates will be somebody who has been in an accident.
Who will need
an attorney.
An attorney,
Yeah.
a lawyer, an advocate.
Perhaps.
You don't know how to deal with insurance companies. That's not your job.
Neither does a one-armed clown with a machete.
No, but you know who does? The advocates. They do it every day, and they can help you get your medical bills taken care of, the ones that you're entitled to be paid for, but the insurance company's trying to get out of it.
Listen, they help they help clients get rental cars. They know doctors and chiropractors and physical therapists that they can refer you to and get you working with them. And they don't charge you anything. The advocates don't charge you anything unless they win your case and get you a settlement.
And it's free to talk to a lawyer and find out if you have a case.
Just call them, 801-355-5550, 801-355-5550, live 24 hours a day, or you can go to their website.
If you're shy, you can speak online with the instant chat feature that they have at utahodvocates.com.
Right
That's
there.
the website. You can do that there. And again, it's free. You're talking to a lawyer.
Yeah, they just take some money when the advocates will get you a settlement.
All right.
Oh,
Forgot.
traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
All right, boners, round 1 after these. Our brand.
I have a 7-year-old, so
Exactly.
who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends
Well,
for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life.
I
now.
would suggest using your car.
Let me-
I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
Yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with them and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to
Then
the
quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when, they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
Here's
out
how-
of state tournaments, really.
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu: by close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds?
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer. I guess it is kind of close quarters. The kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's
That
it.
was it.
That's what.
That's it.
You handled a
I
fighting
have
cock.
to admit, I've handled a fighting.
You handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst. It's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them.
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney,
does.
Our attorney Ed Brass says sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out of state tournaments. This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one is
now.
just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah. By the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat
Why
you.
should it be?
No.
We're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this.
And tamarind.
I'm all right with tamarind.
Are you sure?
Well,
Do
like
you know what-
A1, I must be.
Do you know what tamarind is?
No, I have no idea what tamarind is.
Okay.
What is it?
I'm not going to say.
You don't know.
Yeah, I
Of
do.
course. What is it?
It's a fruit.
Bill used to play the tamarind.
In the Mamas and the Papas.
In the Salvation Army, I was the tamarind player.
Hey, Mr.
Tamarind Man, play a song for me. We did it
It's
again,
the Gina B and Richie T. There it is. That's the show you're going to get.
Does anybody here know what a tamarind is?
It's a fruit.
Now listen while I play my green tamarind.
It's a.
It's like a citrus kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of sour. It's very sour. One of my favorite things to get at a Vietnamese restaurant is tamarind broth soup.
I like to get tamarind sodas at
It's related.
Mexican places.
It's related to the date.
Oh, I had no idea. There you go, tamarind.
Cousin of the date? Or
I think
neighbor?
no, it's related. So I believe it's an uncle. It's an uncle to the date.
Uncle Tamarind, shut up. We're tired of your stories about flavoring A1. We don't believe you.
Oh, these people have brought us a cake.
No, that's
oh,
not
no.
for us.
It's for size 9.
Happy
it
25th
your birthday
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
You know what would be really funny is if that cake slid out of the pan right now onto the floor. Holding it kind of sideways.
with warmth and vigor. Radio from Hell, Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
Start the day.
We really do need a Roomba in here.
Yeah,
Filthy over here.
Yeah, you know.
Are Roombas noisy?
It would be too noisy to run while
we
we're
can
on
run
the
it
air.
overnight.
Yeah.
Get it set to go
Yeah,
from midnight to 6.
You program them, and I program mine to run like every other day from midnight to 2 or something like that.
I think they're creepy.
They work pretty well. I'm surprised.
All right. Time now for round 1 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. You need to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst and therefore the most deserving to go forward, to boner fight, and possibly become boner of the day. One of you random boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. You know, I like sausage as much as the next guy, but this is a bit much. So, and there's a picture of the
and
cute
see,
little pigs.
And see, I'm a farm boy, and even I had problem with this.
Now, I don't know. Are we going to have a picture of it?
There we go.
Well,
that's...
there's the final product. I'd like the picture of the cute little pig. A litter of adorable piglets rescued from a barn fire. They were then slaughtered and turned into, quote, fantastic sausages as a gift to the firefighters who
rescued them.
They rescued them from the barn, and the people...
How did the firefighters feel about it?
18 baby pigs and 2 sows were rescued when a fire broke out in February at the farm in Wiltshire, England, which ripped through more than 130,000 pounds of hay. But 6 months later, in a cruel twist of fate, the piglets were butchered into bangers, those sausages, as a thank you gift to the firefighters. Farm manager Rachel Rivers defended the morbid offering. I gave those animals the best quality of life I could ever give, until I slit their throats.
They were always destined.
Yes,
I know,
but
still. But still,
even I mean, even if that farmer would have brought, here's the pigs you rescued, sausage, I would go, oh. I'd eat it, but my initial reaction is, oh.
Now a fire spokesman said, right, the sausages were fantastic.
I'm sure they were.
But then somebody also says, look, if you rescue cats, dogs, and babies, do you sit down and eat them 6 months later?
Well, you weren't going to eat them.
You
anyway.
are vile human beings.
No, I mean it all makes sense. Yes, but
put up a picture of the cute pig.
But again, my initial reaction was, oh, but I'd eat them. I would, but
I'm telling you, if you saw Gina, and my guess is you wouldn't eat them. You'd go, oh, I can't do that. All right, here's a story for you. Oh, that's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, one-armed clown with a machete. Come on, that's funny.
And the picture, I hope we have the picture because it's creepy.
Yeah.
There it is.
X96.com/live. It's good. The details are even creepier. A one-armed Maine man accused of startling neighbors by going for a stroll wearing a clown mask and brandishing a machete says, well, it's just supposed to be funny. 31-year-old Hollis resident Corey Berry pleaded not guilty to criminal trespassing, criminal threatening, rather, and also weapons charges. Police say that Mr. Berry was drunk but cooperative when they arrested him last month. They said he had a machete taped to the stump of his amputated arm.
Oh, no.
And was wearing a mask. A clown mask.
It's a joke.
Police said Barry was first spotted in Hollis, but then he fled into the woods when he saw the cops. Mr. Barry, please, come on. A one-armed clown with a machete. Oh, come on, that's funny, he said. Not so much. No. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. We're looking into it.
We do have Sean Means coming up reviewing movies, so all the movies that are opening this weekend. Stand by for that. So, boner candidate number 3. After this here, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
Well, we were just mentioning how excited I was to get my finally get my first copy, my subscription to Teen Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that there was a columnist in there, a writer who's very good, Lauren Duca.
Mhm.
So I started following her on Twitter, and a tweet of hers just popped up. It says, and this is, you can follow her if you'd like. It's at Lauren Duca, D-U-C-A. Okay, who's going to tell Sean Hannity that he's part of the media? Not the media, not it, but just part of the media. Who's going to tell him? Come on. She's very good. And Teen Vogue, you know, it's great. It's become a very serious magazine. Like, you know, Skin Sins, 5 acne myths.
Oh, well, I need to know.
Well, we'll tell you in a minute.
What?
All right. All right. This story for you, Gina. A drunken, toothless man told his girlfriend.
How does a drunken, toothless man have a girlfriend?
Listen, you got enough meth, you got a girlfriend. Told his girlfriend that he was going to, quote, eat her face off, and then started biting her nose and left her a bloody mess in a Michigan hotel room, court record.
Wait a minute.
Mean when you're drunk.
No teeth, but still.
How are you?
He's got some bone there, I guess. Daryl Sosha faces up to 5 years in prison for domestic violence after police were called to the American INN hotel. A hotel clerk called police after the wounded woman ran into the lobby. The alleged victim later told a responding trooper that she and Mr. Sosha, who had an ongoing yet sporadic relationship over the past 11 years, you know, back when he had teeth, went to the hotel to drink and party. The couple got a room in the hotel because their parents don't approve of their tumultuous relationship.
They don't.
But Mr. Sosha freaked out in the room, said he was going to eat her face off. He has fake teeth, but he was not wearing them at the time. He just bit the woman with his bony gums.
I'll gum you to death.
Turned her into a bloody mess.
I'm more fun when I drink.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just to lighten the mood here now, Halloween candy is already hitting the store shelves.
I've already seen dog and cat costumes available
It's
now.
August.
People get upset about that kind of thing. I think I don't care.
I don't
really care. But there are a lot of people complaining about the fact that Halloween candy and even, I guess, some Halloween costumes are already in the stores. So ignore it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
People do get upset about the stupidest stuff. I mean, really.
Christmas decorations
You know,
already?
and if you're going to let that rile you, you're just going to have a bad day/life. You know, just let stuff like that go. You know?
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
A Utah man charged with first-degree murder in the death of his wife on that Alaskan cruise
Yeah, that's a weird story.
has pleaded not guilty. An attorney for Kenneth Manzanares of Santa Clara in Washington County entered the plea during an arraignment in federal court in Juneau, Alaska. The judge presided via a video link from Anchorage. Manzanares was in a yellow prison uniform as the indictment against him was read. Prosecutors have not decided if they'll seek the death penalty. He was found in.
What?
I don't know how he's pleading guilty, not guilty. I don't get that. I mean, he was a neighbor of the couple said that they had booked the cruise for their anniversary, but I mean, he was covered with blood. He was in the room. I mean, he said he did
was
it.
dragging her to
that's right. He was going to throw her overboard, and he said he did it because she laughed at him.
Yeah.
Well, then your attorney says
Not guilty. He is not. Now, it doesn't say specifically, but my guess is that they're saying not guilty, perhaps by reason of insanity.
Yeah, or what? Yeah.
Or, you know,
she laughed at me.
Or she laughed at
you
him.
plead not guilty and, you know, just go through the trial.
Come on, Your Honor. An Elk Ridge man accused of helping his common-law wife hide his newborn baby's addiction by giving, that was born addicted, by giving the infant drugs in the hospital. So they wanted to cover up the fact that the baby was going through withdrawal.
Oh, jeez.
So this guy tried to give the baby drugs in the hospital, newborn. Colby Glenn Wild, a genius, and Lacey Dawn Christensen are each charged with 3 counts of child abuse and other charges. The couple was afraid that their newborn daughter would be born addicted to drugs, and it would be detected by the doctors. So maybe they didn't even know for sure. But they decided it would be a good idea to crush up some Suboxone, mix it with water, and apply it to the mixture in the baby's, put it on the baby's gums to hide the signs of drug withdrawal, if any appeared.
Can I get who wants to go with me on state-sponsored sterilizations? Come on, come with me. Help me decide who gets to have babies. Carrie, I know you do this with me.
In my heart, I know you're right, but I'm not willing to go on
I am.
on the public record. And
You know, Carrie, you want to decide who lives and dies.
That's what I
want to
want.
decide who has children.
Okay. In your heart, you know she's right, but in your guts, you know she's nuts. Deer Valley has been purchased.
Really?
Yeah. It shocked everybody, as a matter of fact. They announced the sale for an undisclosed price to a new ski company that has grown so much this year that it's now viewed as a rival to Vail Resorts. We thought the eclipse was the biggest news of the day until the eclipse was the biggest news of the day until we learned that Deer Valley was sold, said Snowbird Ski and Summer Resort general manager and our pal Dave Fields. It was founded by in 1981. Deer Valley was, it was owned by one guy at first. Edgar Stern was his name. Then he brought in race car driver Roger Penske as co-owner, and Deer Valley will now be part of his. The company that bought it doesn't even have a name yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if now that they own it,
snowboarding.
I wonder if they're going to allow snowboarding because the current owners don't allow snowboarding up there.
That's right. One of the very few resorts in the country that don't. Let's see what else is going on. The sobbing white supremacist.
Oh yes.
What's his name?
Chris Cantwell.
Chris Cantwell. He's turned himself into the authorities.
Good.
Mr. Cantwell.
I'm really
Mr. Cantwell. Mr. Cantwell was wanted on 3 felony charges. A brief University police statement said Cantwell was being held at a regional jail in Lynchburg, Tennessee, I guess, pending transportation to Charlottesville. Not immediately known if he has a lawyer. Cantwell acknowledged that he had pepper sprayed a counter-demonstrator August 11th. He insisted he was defending himself when he did it. My only other option, he said, was knocking the guy's teeth out. But he said he turned himself in.
That's it. That was the only option.
Those were the only two? How about a third? Just walk away.
No.
Crazy idea.
No. Kind of a man are you?
How about not be a white supremacist?
And then
that's
there's
an
that.
option,
Yes.
too.
And so there were a pretty big turnout for American Idol tryouts in Provo. They say about 1,000 people showed up. Now, that's really nothing compared to what it was when they would come to the Vivint Smart Home Arena, or, to the, what was it?
Delta Center?
The Delta Center.
The Energy Solutions?
Energy Solutions Arena, that place.
Oh, it's the same place.
The basketball place. When American Idol was in its height. But it's been off the air for a while. But they're starting it back up, and there were about 1,000 people who showed up for the audition down in Provo. And did you see what Mel B and that mean old Simon Cowell mixed it up?
Yeah.
So Simon Cowell is now a judge on America's Got Talent, and he. So after an escape artist act on America's Got Talent went awry, Simon Cowell said, well, I kind of imagine this would be a lot like Mel B's wedding night.
Oh.
A lot of anticipation with not much promise or delivery. She's going through a really nasty divorce, and she didn't take it well. She stood up, she had her Coke cup or whatever it is, and she threw it all over Simon Cowell and then left. And it's a live show, and so who's the host there?
Well, they're the host.
No, there's a host.
Tyra Banks?
Tyra Banks.
Oh, really?
Tyra Banks is saying, Mel B's making it real.
Wait.
Mel B has left the building. Y'all, this is live, y'all. And it didn't look as though either of them were very happy with one another. Now, they've said afterwards, Mel B said, no, we're fine.
I was just kidding.
We're fine. We're fine. She was pissed. And Simon did not care for having the liquid
No.
thrown on him. You could tell.
Ordinarily, I want people to look at my nipples. But
You know, he
not
was
in,
wearing-
not in this circumstance.
He was wearing a white shirt,
It's what he always wears. yeah.
T-shirt.
which
No,
is, which
a
was
button
open,
shirt.
which was open to the navel practically.
Oh, he started to wear button shirts now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it didn't have buttons on it. It
If
was
it's
just
open to the navel,
to the navel.
is that wearing anything?
Yeah,
That's
it's
barely
like wearing a robe, kind of.
Well, his breasts were covered. But other than that,
According to Punk, the Deer Valley story.
Yeah.
If you read further into it, the GM indicated that the no snowboarding will remain in effect. It was part of the deal.
oh really?
So yeah. And also, she votes for Gina on state-sponsored sterilization. So thank you, Punk.
All right.
Love you, Punk.
All right. That's it. Sports weather traffic.
Oh, the Real Salt Lake, big win last night. Rio Tinto Stadium over San Jose Earthquakes. They play again on Saturday. Colorado Rapids will be there. And Carrie, your favorite golfer, John Daly.
Woo!
He has an official drink, like that you can purchase.
Is it booze?
Well, see, we made one ourselves,
They're-
but
you can buy these now.
yeah,
So the Arnold Palmer, you know what that is? That's the
it's lemonade and iced tea.
Iced
Yeah.
tea and
and like you said, you've made them before.
we
A
just-
John Daly.
We put
is,
vodka in it.
Now you can buy that in a can.
Oh,
It's a John Daly. It's
I
it's
can't
like
help
a,
but feel that he owes me something.
Yeah.
I think we ought to all join hands and agree this is a great country.
It is. So go look for your John Daly's. That's sports.
All right.
Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now. They offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com. Partly cloudy 92 for a high. And traffic, our attorney sent me in some traffic. I'm going to refresh this quickly, but it's apparently bad. Sorry. This is freezing. I should have just read his text.
You should have.
Crash Main Street, 2nd South in Davis County. This is the one he was telling me about. Crash 5600 West, 42nd South in West Valley. I think it's blocked in several directions, that one. If you see something and you don't have my phone number like Ed Brass does, you can text it to me, 33986. Police activity, yeah, that's the one I was just telling you about, 5300 South, Redwood Road, very bad accident.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of people are stuck there. All lanes are backed up.
I've seen. There's a UDOT still shot of it here on
Oh.
Twitter.
Mm.
It's a mess.
Wow.
Oof. Yeah. All right. Here's boner candidate number 3. We are looking into it. Ryan Russillo. Mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar. Why?
He has a show on ESPN. It's called The Russillo Show.
Okay.
He's a sports guy for ESPN.
Okay.
He was arrested for allegedly forcing his way into a Wyoming condo that he apparently thought was his while highly intoxicated, Jackson Hole police told The Hollywood Reporter. The incident occurred around 3:30 in the morning when police called on the report of an intoxicated man who refused to leave the condo. The 42-year-old ESPN personality was arrested on suspicion of criminal trespass after the officers allegedly found him passed out with his pants down around his ankles in the bedroom of a stranger's condominium. Police noted that Mr. Russillo allegedly did not seem to know where he was at the time of their arrival. Mr. Russillo did not force his way into the condo. He entered through an unsecured door, police said. However, he wouldn't leave when the residents, they said, "This is what you're not
in the wrong
get out,
place.
out. You're not," and he wouldn't leave. He just went into the bedroom and passed out on the bed
Jeez.
with his pants down around. The offense is a misdemeanor, punishable by a fine of about $750. But ESPN officials told The Hollywood Reporter, "Well, we're looking into it." Boner candidate number 3.
There you go. Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Look, I like sausage as much as the next guy, but this is a bit much. The cute little piglets, and you see the picture of the cute little pink little piglets. They were saved by firefighters from a big fire in England, and as a thank you to the firefighters, the people that owned the piglets turned them into sausage and gave the sausages to the firefighters. Boner candidate number 2, one-armed clown with a machete. Come on, that's funny, said the guy who was the one-armed clown with a machete taped to his stump. wandering around the trailer park. The neighbors didn't think it was funny. He said, "Oh, come on, it's just a prank." And boner candidate number 3, we're looking into it.
All right, thank you. Time to vote. This is round 1 of the boner voting, so you have to examine all 3 of these candidates, and you have to decide which one of these 3 is the worst of these 3, and therefore deserving to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2, which happens next hour. And then boner fight happens at 9:25. So, pick one, 2, or 3. Put that number in the message of your text, and you vote by texting it to us at 33986. Easy. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Vote that way. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 1, August 24th, and vote there. And if you don't see the box, refresh. It'll appear. So I'm told. All right. You've got like 300 seconds to get your vote in. Here we go.
I thought we could do this for an X poll sometime, but I'll bring it up now just since we're talking about it. Festus came home last night. He's like, "Mom, this is an exciting day."
Mom.
I said, What? He's like,
Mom.
"I got my first rider." Rider is
That's a conditions, backstage conditions.
what things you want backstage, like
No brown M&Ms!
Yeah, like Mariah Carey has to have,
Evian.
peach-colored roses in her room, and I said, "So what did you ask for?" And he said, "Red Bull." I said, "That's it? That's all you asked
You know
for?"
I told you can't have Red Bull.
I said, "You don't even drink Red Bull." He's like, "Well, I didn't know what to ask for." I'm like, "You can ask for." He thought that's what you're supposed to ask for.
Gina, that's what he told you he asked for. What he asked for was, I'd like an e-cigarette, some e-cigarettes, and some weed, and a lot of vodka.
But I thought it'd be a fun expo sometime to do. What would you put in your rider? What would
My
you
backstage rider?
Yeah, like I have to have all white towels with scented rose water. I mean, those are
Why-
the kind of things people ask for. Why what?
Why would you put all white towels with scented rose water?
Those are the kind of things people ask for.
Yeah, but why?
Because
you can.
I wouldn't.
Of course you would.
I would put, I don't think I would just say I would like it to be clean and orderly and maybe a fruit tray.
But maybe we do that for an expo, see what people would want for their backstage.
The guy who has to have it stapled precisely in the top left corner on an angle and not flat would really think that he would just want things in an orderly way?
Richie, are the pages ever stapled correctly? No. And when was the last time I ever said anything about it?
Okay.
When was the last time I ever said anything about how they were stapled?
No, but here's the point.
I once commented...
You like things a certain way.
Well,
so
sure.
if you have a rider, you would say, "I like things stapled this way." You'd spell it all out.
So entertain it. Has fun with
Because when he's doing the news
I've
live on stage, he will need it prepared backstage for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be done a certain way.
I give up. I would not do it. I've given up on that sort of thing. I agree. I've given up on that sort of thing because I know that the people who work behind the scenes are mostly clods. Take that how you will. Your trainer isn't coming in today, is he?
Yeah.
Gina?
Yeah.
Zach?
I guess.
Oh, because I'm worried.
Why?
I lost his pen. I lost the pen.
You
he
had
gave
it
me.
yesterday.
Already?
Yes.
You
and I lost it between. See, you see what I mean?
You just had it
I said I
yesterday.
lost his pen, and did you hear the
was right there.
note? Did you hear the note of attack in her voice? Well, you had it yesterday.
I saw you with it. We talked about your pen yesterday.
And I lost it after that.
So it was in here, and then where did you go?
Let's retrace your steps, Bill.
Let's not.
What'd you do right after the show yesterday?
I know the last time I saw my pen.
Where was it?
When I was at the grocery store.
I thought
what?
I thought it was a work pen. You take it from
A
here
work
to your
pen?
desk.
What's a work pen?
I don't
Pen
know.
you leave at work.
With your work papers.
I'm just nervous.
Carry your same pen around with you all day. You got a pen in your
I
car.
carry
you
it
got a
right here,
pen.
and it's gone.
Work pen?
But I'm just.
So you always have a pen at work.
Gina, what would you
take it
possibly
home.
do with a work pen?
No.
Why do you don't need a pen at work? You don't need a pen at work. It's a pen she's had since she was a child. It's never run out of ink.
So
You have pens at home. You have a pen in your car. You have a pen at work. You don't carry the same pen everywhere.
I like that pen.
yeah.
Not enough to keep track of
Well,
it.
Now, what happens if you take your pen from work home? Does it become a home pen, or is it still designated work pen and you better get it back?
No, because that's traveling twice. It might not
What?
make it back. That's a home pen now. You
It's a
gotta
home
get
pen
new pen
now.
at work.
How you doing, home pen? How you doing, home pen?
I'd like to use this pen. Unfortunately, it's my
my
home
own
pen.
Ed Brass
my
is
home pen.
Ed Brass
Hold on,
is-
let me give you the number. Oh, I only have my home pen here.
Ed Brass has a theory as to where your pen is. He says that it's probably sticking out of the guy's eye socket from the Zappa concert last night.
Yeah. Could be. Well, I just don't want Zach to find out that I lost the pen he gave me.
Well, he knows now.
He's a pen lover like you are.
Yeah.
Pen lover?
Yo,
We have laws against that
yo,
kind of
pen
thing.
lover.
Watch it.
With Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on
I
X96.
haven't had monkey bread in a long time. Somebody makes
How many
monkey bread.
monkeys? How many monkeys go into a?
3.
Takes 3 monkeys
Yep.
to make good monkey bread.
All right. 7:48. Time to award round 1 of your boner voting.
And round 1 of the boner voting brought to you in part by Panzanella salad.
What's in a panzanella salad?
Well, typically bread for one thing.
Well, that's the pan.
Yeah. And
at you.
So I grilled the bread.
Mmm.
And then it's got tuna and white beans and onions and tomatoes.
And join your friends Saturday brunch at Gracie's, a Tiger Mary creme brulee French toast, poutine and eggs or crab cake Benedict. Adults only. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates.
So we had boner candidate number 1. I like sausage as much as the next guy, but this is a little much. Firefighters rescuing cute baby pigs and also a couple of adult pigs, rescuing them from a big fire in England. Everyone was grateful, including the pigs, very happy to be rescued. And then 6 months later, the owners of the pig farm presented the firefighters with a gift of thank you, sausage made from the pigs that they had rescued.
Again, it's a it's a farm.
They were going to end up
thing.
sausage
They were gonna
anyway.
do that.
I know, but I think if they had said, you know, here, we'd like to give you this as a gift for rescuing those pigs. By the way, these are not the pigs that you rescued. It's some others.
Well, it was 6 months later. I
Yeah.
mean, so they should. Why didn't they give them sausage to
They made a big point of it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if the firefighters had a problem with it.
Oh, no.
Or if
I
they
don't
were
th-
like,
they-
thanks.
Well, they said it was good.
Yeah.
That is a good sausage. Boner candidate number 2, one-armed clown with a machete. Now that is funny, except if you're living in the trailer park that he's skulking around in. The one-armed clown with a machete taped to his stump. He thought it was funny. And boner candidate number 3. Did somebody check and well, never mind. Boner candidate number 3. Well, we're looking into it. It's the drunk ESPN reporter, sports host who was found drunk and passed out in a stranger's condo in Jackson. Let's see. Tanner won the boner T-shirt. And the winner, overwhelmingly, going away, boner candidate number 1. I like sausages as much as the next guy, but that's a little much. Wins it.
There's your winner. Hey, again, I just, I
know.
I would eat them. I would. I know that's just the way that the farm works. I've been in situations
I know,
similar.
that's why I'm surprised
I probably would eat them too, but I still...
My initial reaction would be, oh.
And I don't think they should have done it. I think they should have, done it a different way, but...
All right.
So
7:50.
So we had this. Gina found this article from the New York Times last week, I think. It's kind of interesting. Your opposite job.
What couldn't be any more different than what you're doing right now?
So now this is a chance for you to call in quickly. Is somebody in there answering the phone? Yeah. 877-602-9696. We'll have to make this quick, but you tell us what your job is. And we can enter it into a little thing here in the New York Times, and it'll tell you what exactly the opposite of what you do for a living. It's kind of interesting, and it'll give you why it's exactly the opposite of what you do.
The physical challenges,
So
because we entered our job.
Yeah, it's a radio and television presenters, and so we entered it. And it said, you're the exact opposite of what you do would be to be a model.
So the whole face for radio thing.
Kind of true. It's kind of true, yeah. The exact opposite would be a model. So 877-602-9696 if you want to know what your opposite job would be.
And if you read into it, it's the face for radio joke. But what they really say is, what does a model do? They stand there and don't say anything. So what's the opposite of that? Somebody like us that's not necessarily worried about what we look like, but what we say.
I also they seem to indicate that models don't have to be very smart.
Yeah. Jason.
Hi, Jason. What's your job?
I'm an elementary school teacher.
School teacher. Okay.
SCHOO. Whoops.
Can you spell school?
Yes. SCHOO. It's bad to try and type when you're feeling pressure for time. Okay, there's elementary school teacher, except special education. Not a special ed teacher.
Not a special ed teacher, just regular?
Thing. Not a special ed teacher.
Okay, elementary school teacher. Your opposite job would be agricultural grader.
Because you're inside all day instead of being outside all day?
It says teachers, elementary school teachers have to know history and archaeology. Agricultural graders need to know trunk strength.
Do you know trunk strength?
Instead of grading students, I'm grading plants.
Training and teaching others. The agricultural grader needs manual dexterity. Geography.
There's manual dexterity being an elementary school teacher. You have to learn how to cut things with the tiny scissors.
Yeah. Sociology.
That's hard to do.
Sociology and anthropology and agricultural grader needs hand strength. So that's the difference, okay? So there you go. Anybody else want to know what your opposite job is?
Yeah, there's a couple of people. Okay. Brad is here. Hello, Brad.
Brad, what is your profession?
How's it going? I'm a pilot for Delta.
Okay.
Pilot. Airline pilot, co-pilot, or flight engineer.
There you go.
Your opposite job also is being, if you would be a model. Now, I know a lot of airline pilots who could be models.
They're good-looking airline pilots out there.
Does that mean I'm competent enough to be an airline pilot?
That's what now, Carrie, you fly our ship every day here.
See, an airline pilot needs to have good night vision.
Oh, that's not me.
A model has to be able to balance. You, as an airline pilot, need to know, have a good sense of spatial orientation. A model needs good trunk strength. Okay?
All right.
There you go.
Carrie, you are a pilot. You are a captain.
Well, thank you. This is Zane. Hello, Zane.
Zane?
Hey, guys.
Hi. What's your job, Zane?
I'm a parts delivery driver for a Mazda dealership.
That's very specific.
Parts delivery.
Don't
No.
forget the Mazda part. Put
Driver. Well, let's see. We've got to figure out a different way to put it. It'll only come up.
Just do driver. Try driver.
Bus driver, sales workers.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
A driver.
Yeah.
All right. Your opposite job would be
model.
No. No. And Zane, I think and I know who you are, Zane. I think this is exactly the opposite of what you are. A physicist. Yeah. So
that's probably
pretty easy.
You need good peripheral vision to
Zane.
deliver parts, but be a physicist, you have to have some mathematical reasoning and number ability.
All right, Zane, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Our divorce attorney, Wade Taylor, would like to know. He's thinking that maybe a pastor is the opposite.
He's hoping,
I
right?
don't know that we need to even put this in.
No, divorce doesn't come up.
How about just attorney?
Well, I'm sure that'll come up.
Yep.
Attorney. No, it doesn't.
Try lawyer.
Maybe I'll try that. Lawyers. All right. The opposite of lawyers, agriculture graders.
See,
Again.
I've got people who are running it in the chat room,
Yeah.
and they're finding that agricultural grader comes up an awful lot,
Well,
as does model.
It's the opposite of almost anything, isn't it?
So I'm wondering if this little exercise is kind of...
Well, that's why we only did it for this short
period of time.
That's why we're done with it.
Yeah. So there you
Crash.
go.
Crash westbound I-215. This is the east side of State Street in Salt Lake at milepost 10. Crash northbound I-15 21st South in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 in Lehigh. Crash 78 South Highway 111 Salt Lake City. Crash Main Street 2nd South in Davis County. And crash 5600 West 42nd South in West Valley. That's traffic brought to you by Snowbird. Season passes are on sale and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain this winter. Learn more at snowbird.com.
I'm getting so many requests. Richie, maybe you can post that on our Facebook page, the link to that.
Yeah. You know what's amusing? Here's the skills lawyers use the least. Arm hand steadiness, manual dexterity, trunk strength, operation and control, ability to move quickly, operation monitoring, wrist finger speed, depth perception, hearing sensitivity, and building and construction skills. Lawyers don't use any of those.
All right. We'll put that on the Facebook page, and you can find out what your trunk strength is. KXRK Provo, Sean Means reviewing movies next.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present.
Now, I got this email from Marianne Daly, and it says, Hi, Bill, longtime friend of the program. Listen and love the show. Nothing makes me my morning better. I work from home, so I always have the radio on, and more often than not, find myself laughing really, 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 really hard out loud, of course. I identify with you most of the time of the three. So it says, anyway, Marianne goes on to say, I'm writing lately due to the interns. I really enjoyed the interview you did with Matt. What a smart, charming, and funny man.
I didn't know I was on the webcam.
She didn't say anything about the way you looked
Oh,
at
okay,
this point. Smart, charming, and funny. Shows real interest in radio. He's one to keep around.
Really? Keeper.
Oh, and he brought you Patron Silver. He rocks. He also has that radio voice. Forget that Guthrie guy. Oh no, it says Gumthrie.
Gunthrie?
Yeah, forget Gumthrie.
That's Guthrie's evil twin. Yeah.
Sorry, he just didn't do anything for me. And try to work it out so that Matt has some more radio time.
Ooh.
That would be sweet.
Matt, you are so cute.
I know.
And funny.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks, Marianne.
Wow.
Now, I just wonder if this would change Marianne's opinion at all. This is an email that I got from Matt.
From this man?
Yeah.
Wait, which? Oh, was this the one I sent on Monday?
I suppose so.
When you weren't here. Yeah.
Today, says Matt, Oh, it says subject. Hello, my name is Matt Timian, and I know how to offend the CEO of Simmons like no other. Today I wore a T-shirt that says Godweiser on the front and This Blood's for You on the back. Of course, it's a parody shirt.
Of course.
Oh, really?
No.
And it was meant to be serious and worn by Christians. I often find gems like these and wear them as a parody of a parody. Witty and original, I know. Anyway, the CEO of Simmons, I suppose he means Craig Hansen?
Yes,
it was Craig.
Craig was walking by me in the hallway with another gentleman in a suit, and after walking past me, they both stopped, turned around, and looked at my shirt. I pretended not to notice.
Looked at the ceiling.
I then heard them say, "We have some really interesting people working here." They continued to mumble about how interesting I am, and then walked up the stairs.
You're making it sound a lot more positive than it really was.
Yes, I'm not taking it as positive at all. Yes, I know how to make an impression. Now I'm certain to get a job. Matt Timian. So, Marianne, there's just more evidence.
It's probably making her more hot for him.
Probably is.
Well,
here's Marianne's email, Matt, if you'd like to
thank you.
contact her.
That would be great.
Maybe she could help you with the crock pots and the little smokies.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Matt Timian,
Oh,
our intern.
him and Marianne.
Matt and Marianne.
How nice.
I don't know. He's 2 divorces down already. I don't.
Well, if I could counsel Matt on anything, I'd just say don't do it again. Don't get married again.
Date all you want.
Date all you want, have a girlfriend, but don't marry again.
I don't trust Matt as far as I can throw him.
Really?
I think you should try to throw him.
I can't throw him. I can throw him an inch. That's how much I trust him.
Oh, I'm sure you can do more than an inch.
2 inches, maybe. I just can't. I'm kind of weak. You should know that about me. I'm weak.
Okay, I'd like the Cajun grilled chicken sandwich plain. I just want the chicken and the bun. No cheese, no mayonnaise, no lettuce, tomato, onions, coleslaw. And can I get onion rings instead of fries? Yeah. And can I get bacon on that?
Bacon? Did you want to do the chicken club instead of the Cajun chicken?
No, you don't understand.
You see, what was your name again?
Kristen.
Kristen, you see, this is not a radio bit. You need to know that this is the way she really is, and no one believes us. So we thought if we got it on tape, people would finally believe it.
All right. Did you want the Cajun seasoning?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would like the spicy Cajun mustard mayonnaise on the side.
Mayo on the side.
Don't put it on the sandwich.
No, I won't. No, trust me, I won't.
Thank you.
And the cheese?
No cheese.
No cheese.
No
at all.
cheese. No, just chicken.
All right.
Chicken bacon bun.
Onion
And
rings.
again, we're not trying to be difficult, just for the radio. This is real.
All right. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry.
That's all right. Don't sorry. I would like to say I've had worse, but that's probably the worst.
And how long have you worked here?
Here, 6 months, but
Dealing with tourists every day and their weird ordering habits, this is the worst. I want it on record, ladies and gentlemen.
It's from an official professional waitress. I'm the worst.
And again, this is no exaggeration.
Congratulations, Gina. Congratulations.
You've earned your spot in the Hard Rock Hall of Fame.
She's here to get married, by the way.
oh, congratulations.
And she's marrying a guy named Joe Jones. Maybe you, as our waitress, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Kristen.
Maybe Kristen, you as our waitress, you could warn Joe that it's still not too late.
Because I've been saying it every day, every hour, ever since we heard about this.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Follow Kerry Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarry. That's Kerry, Kerry. Weekday mornings on X96.
All right, sponsor Gina.
Yes, Dr. Volt's Comic Connection this month. Check out the 10-issue miniseries, The Generations, classic versions of many Marvel heroes teaming up with their current counterparts in the mysterious continuity-free environment known as the Vanishing Point.
Well, Sean Means is here, the film critic for the Salt Lake Tribune. Sean writes reviews pretty near every week.
Unless you're on vacation, right?
Yeah.
A couple weeks in February and a few other times.
You ever count up how many reviews you write a year?
It works out to be around 250 to 300.
Really?
Man.
Wow.
So Sean will have his reviews of the newest movies today, later on at sltrib.com. And then you can read them in the paper tomorrow. Let's start with the art movies today.
Actually, we'll do the fartsies first
Fartsies.
because none of them were screened. It's end of August. It's sort of it's sort of the dumping ground for stuff.
Oh, I
so.
see.
And then the fall is usually the Oscar stuff, right?
The fall, around about mid-September, October, we start getting into the prestige stuff again.
So Birth of a Dragon, probably not good.
Birth of the Dragon is a Bruce Lee biopic, very fictionalized.
Oh.
He goes up against a kung fu master, and it's like sets off his career or something.
And then Leap.
Leap is an animated movie about a young girl who wants to be a ballerina.
Okay, and then All Saints.
And then All Saints is a faith-based drama.
Okay, that's
true story with John Corbett as a minister.
Okay.
So-
John Corbett as a minister.
Yes.
All right, sure, why not?
Well, hey, you can't do Applebee's commercials all your life.
That's like eating good in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
So there go the fartsies.
Yes.
Let's go to the artsies then.
Alrighty. We will start with The Only Living Boy in New York.
You've been for a couple of weeks now, kind of hinting that you don't like this movie.
I did not like. I will do more than hint. I will declare quite loudly I don't like this movie. Callow young college grad in New York wants to be a writer, dealing with family issues. His dad is a publishing company guy. The kid is played by Callum Turner, who has done some stuff.
Callum Turner?
Yes. The dad is played by Pierce Brosnan.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
The kid has a girlfriend played by Kiersey Clemens who's sort of friend zoned him, but he would like it to be more of a relationship. And they're out one night and they see dad out at the same club with somebody not mom, with a woman played by Kate Beckinsale.
Mm-hmm.
Who's mom?
Mom is Cynthia Nixon.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Well,
I think.
What do you mean by that?
I think you go Kate Beckinsale in that fight.
She's only gay in real life. Come on.
Cynthia Nixon is a perfectly fine-looking.
No,
person.
she's not.
Hey, she's going to be governor of New York, or mayor, or something. I don't know.
So the kid does what any kid would do: is sleep with its dad's mistress,
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
All right.
Meanwhile, getting friendly advice from a neighbor who's a semi-alcoholic writer played by Jeff Bridges.
All right, man.
Who I'm convinced 3/4 of the way through this movie didn't actually exist. That like he was, and
imaginary friend.
Imaginary, yeah. And let me tell you this: that was a better idea than what they did.
It's a great idea. I'd go with that.
And as the title suggests, we have Simon and Garfunkel songs in here as well, and. Any filmmaker who thinks that a story about a young man having sleeping with the older woman and they play Simon and Garfunkel songs to it needs to be sent back to film school and watch The Graduate a few dozen times.
Even I know that.
This is terrible. 1.5.
I think you're being generous with this 1.5.
Well, because Jeff Bridges is in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's always worth saying.
Ingrid Goes West.
Ingrid Goes West. This was at Sundance this year. Actually, it won the Waldo Salt Screenwriting Award. Aubrey Plaza, who is great.
Yeah, she is.
Plays an unstable young woman, which she does that better than anybody. Who kind of goes nuts on a college or on a high school friend's wedding. Sees all the posts on Facebook and Instagram, and then crashes the wedding and does bad things.
Mm-hmm.
She gets sent to the institution for a bit, but she also gets an inheritance, and so she decides to move to California and start pursuing and watching this social media influencer in California, played by Elizabeth Olsen.
Okay.
And works to sort of insinuate herself.
One of the Olsen twins.
No, the sister of the Olsen twins.
Make that joke every time.
The talented sister of the Olsen twins.
I know. I do. I know I do, Gina.
So tries to insinuate herself into her life with strange consequences.
All right.
This could be a lot funnier, except it goes way dark.
It's intriguing.
It is intriguing and has some interesting things to say about the whole notion of social media and being an influencer and living your entire life one post at a time.
All right.
But it goes off the rails.
Doesn't quite
at a certain
connect.
point, and just is more disturbing than entertaining.
That would be a spoiler if you told us how it went off the rails.
Yeah.
All right.
2.5 stars.
2.5 for that. All right. Whose Streets or Good Time? Which would you like
Let's
to
do Whose Streets first. Another Sundance movie. This was a documentary about Ferguson. And the events that happened in Ferguson, Missouri after the police shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown. And the protests and riots and militarized police shows of force that followed.
SWAT teams and armored
SWAT
vehicles.
teams and armored vehicles and based on the way the locals would look at it, an armed occupation of their city, basically by
That's what it looked like.
by an army that
certainly
happens to be call itself a police
It
force.
certainly was. Yeah.
This is told mostly on the ground from the people who lived there. A lot of cell phone footage, a lot of sort of as it happens kind of street citizen journalism. Very much from a point of view of we have to live with this every day, and what you see on CNN and whatnot is just the tip of the iceberg.
So this sounds really good.
It's really fascinating. It's very raw. It's very real.
I've seen scenes from it, and I just go, oh man.
It would be hard to watch,
Gripping,
but yeah, you'd be.
And it's sort of necessary to watch because we get an idea from the cable news of how these things play out, and it's more than that. So it's really worthwhile. So 3.5.
3.5 for Whose Streets.
wow.
So Good Time.
Good Time. Yes. We forget that Robert Pattinson actually is a good actor.
I don't forget.
Yeah.
I forget.
I
Robert
remind
Pattinson.
you all the time.
He's really. I read some article about him since the Twilight stuff, and whoever wrote it might have been you, but so whoever wrote it said, he was so he looked so uneasy in the Twilight films.
He didn't want to eat his
didn't care for it.
girlfriend.
He just didn't.
That's why he looked uneasy.
No, I mean the actor looked as though he didn't care for being in it. But now he's done small projects, and he's really good.
A caring, giving vampire would eat his girlfriend.
Considering that after 5 movies, I didn't want to be there either. I can understand why he wouldn't.
So what's he doing in this?
So in this one, he and his brother, played by Benny Safdie, who is one of the co-directors, they are robbing a bank in New York, and it all goes fine until they get into the car and the die pack goes off.
Oh yeah.
Ruins everything.
Ruins everything. Ruins the money for one thing.
I've seen Raising Arizona. I know.
They have to make a run for it. The brother gets pinched by the cops, and so now Pattinson's character Connie has to scramble to figure out how to bail him out of Rikers, how to get the money and get his brother out before he gets beat up inside the joint.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real raw, rough, gritty movie. It's probably one of the best sort of New York bank robber movies since Dog Day Afternoon.
Really?
And Pattinson's performance at the center is what holds it all together. It's fascinating to look if you think about it that you got Pattinson who's so good in this, and Kristen Stewart who's been so good in the sort of French movies she's been making, like Personal Shopper. How these two. Frankly, two of the best actors we have working were allowed to be so bad in 5 Twilight movies in a row.
You just don't understand.
It didn't matter. That's why. It just sort of didn't matter.
It didn't.
Yeah.
People were they were pre-sold.
So you like this one? 3.5.
I like this one. 3.5.
3.5 for Good Time. All right, let's run them down. The Only Living Boy in New York, 1.5. Ingrid Goes West, 2.5. 3.5 stars for both Whose Streets and Good Time. And the Fartsies not screened, so there you go. What's next week?
Next week, one of the best movies from Sundance this year, Patty Cakes.
Ooh.
Oh, she's a rapper.
She's a rapper.
I heard about that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the long delayed, we think it'll actually open in theaters now, Tulip Fever, which is a historical drama romance with Alicia Vikander and Dane DeHaan, which seriously was supposed to be out 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to open on Labor Day weekend, which is like the death sentence of movie openings.
They're just leaving it there to die, aren't they?
Yep.
All right, traffic.
Crash southbound Minuteman Drive and Highland Drive in Draper. Crash southbound I-15 102nd South. Crash westbound I-215 at milepost 10. This is just east of State Street. Crash northbound I-15 21st South. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 283 in Lehigh. Let's see, we have a crash Main Street 2nd South, Davis County. Crash 5600 West 42nd South, and a bunch of people on our chat room. I-15 southbound about 110 South. Accident moved over to the left HOV lane. A couple people sent that in. Crash 6200 South 20th West. Traffic is backed up for miles.
Man.
Bad morning.
That's traffic.
A lot of car problems. All right.
Boner round 2.
Yes.
Coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, like the city-owned laptop will be safer at the pawn shop. Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied. And boner candidate number 3, well, come on, he looks like a damn girl.
All right, boner round 2, along with big boy news coming up after these. Excel Automotive Repair.
You know, I went and picked Mary Claire up yesterday. She said, I'm at the dealership. I'm getting my car worked on. Went and picked her up, and she said, do you take your car to the dealership to get worked on? I said, nope. I take it to Excel Automotive Repair. And she said, well, my dealership, they have like snacks and stuff when you're waiting for your...
they got a candy dish.
They got candy. They got ice cold free drinks there for you at Excel.
And if you're going to be there very long, you could just go over to the Century movie theaters and see a
Across
movie.
the street, yeah.
So Excel Automotive Repair, they are our mechanics, Steve and Richard, great mechanics, plus all the other guys, of course, that work there. And now for a limited time, new customers will receive a full service oil change, just $20 plus tax, but mention that you heard it on X96 Radio from Hell Show at Excel Automotive Repair. They're at 33rd South, 3rd East, right there, almost exactly on the corner. They have a website, Excel, that's EXCEL, automotiverepair.com.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Richie flew back from Cedar City, and he flew back on the plane, on the SkyWest plane, with a celebrity.
I sitting in the waiting, in the waiting room, the lobby, if you will, waiting to get on my plane. Hey,
at the terminal?
At the terminal. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. But, Cedar City has a brand new airport, so it's not really like a terminal. Mm-hmm. It's like a cabin, like a mini Cabela's looking airport thing.
Okay.
And terminal was the word I probably should have used there. Right. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see my old friend Mike Leavitt, former governor and now...
His old friend.
Well, and here's why. Hey, Mike. Apparently now Bill told me I should have called him Mr. Secretary. But I said, hey, Mike. Hey, Richie. How's it going?
So how do you know Mike Leavitt? He's from Cedar City.
He's a Cedar SUU grad, and I met him the first time my dad used to work for him.
Oh, that's right.
And then also, though, when I did a TV show down at Southern Utah University called SUU Live, and we had him come on and sing Happy Birthday to us. He thought he was going to be discussing hard-pointed issues, and it was kind of a mix between Saturday Night Live and a late show with David Letterman kind of format. And so we got him to come on and sing happy
So-
birthday
so
to
it
us
was-
and
it
eat
was-
birthday cake.
Yeah. It was like the Late Show with David Letterman and what else?
And Saturday Night Live.
But kind of the non-funny versions
Exactly.
of those.
If you can remove all the humor
you could take
from
all
those.
of the intelligence and humor out of it. It was kind of like that.
That's
right?
exactly what it was. So he sang happy birthday, and he's never let us forget that.
So did you tell him what you were doing? Where you'd been? Did you chat with him?
I
at all?
did. I said, I've been working. I was down here for the radio station. He knew that I worked. He said, "How's that going?" I said, "Pretty well, working in Salt Lake. Work for X96." And he kind of went, "Oh," like he knew exactly what that was. I said, "You're welcome to be on the program tomorrow morning if
I know,
you'd like."
I
I got. I guess he was flying to DC later last night too, so obviously he couldn't. But
did he have really any idea what X96 was?
I think
he's been on the show before.
His face read like that he had a clue, an inkling, if you will. But just, I asked him. I said, this bird flu really a big deal? Are we really needing to worry about it?
And he said, "Nah."
Yeah, forget it. No, he says, it's kind of like a tropical storm. It could be something big or could be nothing. I said, "Okay, thanks."
What a thoughtful man. He's
It was
such a
great.
thoughtful man.
He was a nice guy.
So you rode back to Salt Lake with Mike Levitt, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
He snores, I think. It was either he or his Secret Service guy that was snoring in the front of the plane. There was only 10 of us, so we're like, come on.
I'll bet it's him. You know why he's snoring, don't you?
No idea.
He has bird flu. That's one of the first symptoms. You snore.
I'm surprised he was flying with the bird flu.
Oh, no, it makes it easy to fly. Yeah, that's part of you get the bird flu. Part of it is you start to fly.
96.3 X96.
Thousands of homes, vigorous workmen rise to meet a new day.
Radio from Hell is on X96.
All right, 8:23 right now. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote who is the worst. Who of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? We do Boner Fight at 9:25. 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. And one of you lucky boner voters at random will receive...
You get tickets to go to 80s Live with Berlin and Wang Chung and the Cutting Crew.
And that one guy from that one band.
Like Tony Hadley from Spandau Ballet.
and they're just it's going to be the Gallivan's a great place to see a show. And then the bands come up and they
play the hits and get off.
They do a short set, and then the next band comes up. So it's like,
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. The city-owned laptop will be much safer at the pawn shop. A Flint City councilman, yes, Flint, Michigan. They have all the problems, the water.
It seems like it.
A Flint City councilman pawned his city-issued laptop for a $100 loan 9 times over the course of 2 years, police say. Flint police swore out a single misdemeanor warrant against First Ward Councilman Eric Mays over the allegations Wednesday. In court, police say the councilman began pawning his laptop to Music Man Pawn Shop, and part of the problem is the pawn shop is located right across the street from Flint City Hall.
You can walk right over.
Yeah. Occasionally, he would pick up the computer from the shop only to pawn it back to Music Man the next day, police said. Jeez. After Mays failed to reclaim the laptop from the shop on May 3, the last day of his loan, the computer was technically owned by the shop, police said. However, Music Man's owner told officers that he allowed customers a grace period to renew their loans or reclaim their property with interest. And Mays bought the laptop back for $116 on May 23rd. The charges now come 3 months after an investigation was launched. Now, one of the councilman's opponents in an upcoming election is calling him out on all of this. But Mr. Mays says of this, my opponent's complaints are simply political allegations. My opponent is out there making political allegations, but I pray and hope that there are no criminal charges for me doing this, Mr. Councilman Mays said. I will say, where is the laptop safer? Over in the pawn shop or here in City Hall?
I thought you made that part up.
No, City Hall. City Hall has had break-in after break-in after break-in. Nobody robs the pawn shop. It's safer over in the pawn shop. Other than that, I have no comment.
I thought you made that up.
I did too.
Nope.
Yay.
Boner candidate number 1, the city-owned laptop will be safer at the pawn shop.
Jokes just write themselves, yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied. Missoula, Montana. A 30-year-old Indiana man who started a crowdfunding site to raise money so he could travel to Montana to be with his 14-year-old fiance.
Oh, and the mugshot is he screams pedophile.
X96.com/live if you want to see a pedophile. It said he had traveled to Montana to be with his 14-year-old fiance. Is charged with felony sex abuse of children. William White of Montezuma, Indiana, arrested Monday after reportedly spending the night with the girl at a Missoula homeless shelter. He appeared in Missoula County Justice Court on Tuesday, didn't enter a plea. Justice Mike Frelick set the bail for this guy at $25,000. He was ordered not to have any contact with the 14-year-old girl, even though she's your fiance. Yeah.
Nobody that's 14 is anybody's fiance.
A representative of GoFundMe said his fundraising campaign was immediately removed. Do not receive any donations. Love will not be denied. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, come on. He looks like a girl.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by...
This Labor Day weekend, drive to beautiful Heber for the Vitabone Soldier Hollow Classic Sheepdog Championship. It's 4 days of fun for the whole family. Buy your tickets at the door or at soldierhollowclassic.com.
Couple of boner updates.
Okay.
Story, a boner candidate from yesterday, I believe it was. A New York restaurant where a server, an Asian woman, went into the restaurant to order some steak and eggs to go. She looked at the receipt and noticed that the server had put on her receipt by customer name, Ching Chong.
Mm-hmm.
Ching Chong. That employee has been fired by the Cornerstone Cafe.
Good.
Called out and fired. And also this boner update, the Kennedys were a boner candidate because they had a loud party out at Hyannisport.
Yeah.
And
their brats.
And they did Don't You Know Who I Am? And, you know, you can't to make us turn the music down. We're Kennedys. Well, it was arrested was the 53-year-old, I forget his name, Hick Kennedy. Or,
grown-ass man.
50. I
but
thought
his-
these were like 20-something.
No.
53-year-old.
He was the one leading the charge.
Yeah.
Grown-ass man.
Max Kennedy.
Yeah.
Screaming incoherently at officers, jabbing his finger into a cop's chest, threw himself against a wall. Anyway, well, apparently his 23-year-old daughter, whose name is Caroline Summer Rose Kennedy, was even worse. She told the cops to F off, stuck out her tongue, and drunkenly staggered around, screaming at the police officers. The Kennedys know how to party, don't they? So that's a little update.
These are people with money who have never been told no.
Speaking of money, winning ticket, Powerball lottery, it has been sold. The winning numbers were, well, I'm not going to say them.
Doesn't
because
matter.
It doesn't matter to us. But somebody did buy the ticket, and whoever holds it is now entitled to $758.7 million.
700
$58.7 million.
That's before taxes, though, right?
Okay, so
Well,
cut
yeah.
it in half. That's
It's
still,
still good.
a lot.
It's the largest grand prize won by a single lottery ticket in U.S. history. 6 other tickets won $2 million apiece. There were 34 more that were sold, that were picked up, that were worth $1 million apiece.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing we don't have that here.
Yeah, because you might win. Utah legislators are talking about getting rid of fireworks.
Really?
Changing the fireworks laws. After a dry summer, fireworks started a lot of fires. Utah legislators lighted a fuse Wednesday toward possibly exploding current fireworks regulations. Listen, when you write for a newspaper every day,
You get bored?
you gotta do something to keep yourself amused. The Business, Labor, and Interim Committee voted to open a committee bill file to amend fireworks laws. Maybe we'll go back to the time when the only thing you could have was snakes.
Just go. Just
Snakes and
have
sparklers.
Have big sponsored, well done professional fireworks shows. You can go get your firework on there, and that's the end of it.
You know, I've started fires with sparklers.
Yeah,
They're not as safe
No.
as they think.
Let's see. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to the hashtag. The
What?
hashtag is 10 years old today.
My
Aren't we
husband
blessed?
and the hashtag share a birthday.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now, of course, it was always the pound sign, but
Not anymore.
To me, yeah.
yeah, I mean, originally it was the pound sign. It's been there forever. I don't know who invented that. But in March of 2007, Chris Messina was among a bunch of people in Austin, Texas, sending tweets from the South by Southwest conference. And Twitter wasn't really very prominent in 2007 either. At the same time, his friends in San Francisco were getting annoyed at their Twitter feeds filled with messages about a gathering, South by Southwest, that they had deliberately chosen not to attend. So anyway, Mr. Messina and other people tried to figure out, how do we make this thing stand out? How can we, so if we tweet we're at South by
Highlight
Southwest, how can we
something.
highlight that? And he came up with the idea, why don't we put a pound sign in front of it and we'll call it a hashtag?
Does he get any money for that?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
He is a product designer from San Francisco. He said it turned out to be a great tool. No, I don't know. I'll look a little more into the article and let you know later if he did. But I don't think he did. I think it's just
I don't know how you monetize that.
he can just claim. Well, talk to Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
I own the hashtag.
I'm surprised that story isn't out today.
You know the bag of money? That's mine.
That's mine.
Well, if he didn't, if he didn't do it, then I'm going to.
I'm going to trademark that.
Today is my birthday, and my father said I can have anything I want.
And a school in Germany has spent $67,000 to build a fence. They're calling it the filthy prostitute fence.
I wonder what the purpose of the fence is.
It's to keep out. It's so the kids can't see the filthy prostitutes who apparently congregate right next to the school in Berlin.
Okay.
Berlin and I think most of Germany, but I know Berlin has legalized prostitution. And they say these prostitutes, they just stand there and eat and drink and litter. It's filthy. And it's right next to the school.
What if there were clean prostitutes? Would that be okay?
yeah, of course.
Oh,
No,
sure.
no.
Right.
Yeah. So the $67,000 for the filthy prostitute fence.
We have a listener in Hamburg this morning who says, "Filthy prostitute fence, go Germany!"
Let's do it. Hashtag filthy prostitute fence.
It's apparently legal everywhere.
Yeah.
according to our friend in Hamburg.
Since 2002.
Yeah.
And a Manhattan appeals court, in a first-of-its-kind decision, overturned a lower court ruling that said you can't be fired because of your gender, but you can get fired for being too cute.
For being too who decides who's too cute?
Well, the decision involved a 2013 lawsuit filed by a blonde massage therapist, Dialek Edwards, against her former boss, Wall Street chiropractor Charles Nicolai, and his former lesbian playmate wife, Stephanie Adams. Remember this story?
Mm-hmm.
So Stephanie Adams said, I don't want you working with her. She's too cute.
Oh.
Fire her.
I don't trust you, is
So-
what that is.
Yeah, except she's a lesbian, apparently, so I don't know.
Maybe she was worried she was going to cheat.
Maybe. But the appeals panel said Dialek was fired for no reason other than Adams' belief that his wife was sexual. Oh, yeah, it says his wife was sexually attracted to her.
Oh.
It says you got to fire her. But
well.
Yeah. And
I don't trust myself around her.
Well, you see pictures of her. She's not that cute.
You could control yourself?
Well, yes,
Okay.
but I mean, but seriously, and there are just people making comments in this story saying, "Well, what are you supposed to do? You were working with someone who was so unbearably attractive." We work with people who are very cute.
Yes.
There are cute people in this building and good-looking people in this building, and what you do is you be a gentleman.
Yes.
You be a human being.
You do nothing.
You don't.
I don't understand those comments. What am I supposed to do?
I have no I can only work with ugly people.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Because ugly people never cheat. Never.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Does not happen.
Well, who's going to cheat with them?
Right.
Who's going to cheat with
I don't understand anybody who would ask, what am I supposed to do? Well, the right thing. How about that? You're a grown-up.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Sports, weather, traffic?
Oh, Olivia Munn.
Yes, sports?
Carrie.
Well, she
please.
used to go out with Aaron Rodgers, so that's
right.
sports.
Green Bay quarterback. So, the mortal enemies of Green Bay are the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, no. Is she?
Well, she's not dating a Minnesota Viking, but she was hanging out with...
She's dating a Viking.
She was hanging out with comedian Nick Swartzen, who's a Minneapolis native and loves the Vikings. And
Yeah, she's not dating.
No.
I can tell you that.
But he tweeted out a picture of the two of them and said, we're taking Olivia on our side now. She's no longer a Green Bay fan. She's a Minnesota Vikings fan. And Real Salt Lake, big win last night at home. They will be home again on Saturday to the Colorado Rapids. That is sports, brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com. Weather, think the chance of showers has gone away. Now it'll just be partly cloudy, 92 for a high. Unexpected delays for commuters going south between 53rd South and 106 South on I-15. So usually southbound this time of day isn't bad, but there's a crash southbound I-15 approaching 106 South exit in Sandy. The HOV lane and left shoulder are blocked and traffic is backed into Midvale. Let's see, we have a crash northbound I-15 21st South. 2 cars and a semi off to the right shoulder are adding to the delays in the area. And we just have major slowage.
It's just everywhere.
Everywhere. Foothills particularly bad today because the U's back in session and that construction is still going on. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3, which is, well, come on, he looks like a damn girl. 4-year-old Jabez Oates.
Okay.
He's so cute. Oh, my
Excited.
gosh.
Look at him.
Excited to start his first day of school.
I want to pinch him.
Pre-kindergarten. He's only 4. He said he wanted to go to school to make his brain healthy. Said his mother, Jessica. He was so excited to go, and they said, no, you can't. You may not come to school with hair like that. He was told, or his mother was told Friday afternoon her son would not be able to return to school at Barbers Hill. Well, Barbers Hill. What do you expect? That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Barbers Hill Independent Kindergarten Center in Houston, unless she cut off his long hair, which has been growing since birth. The school has a policy for boys that hair must not extend below the collar, the earlobes, or on the eyebrow. A copy of the dress code policy, grades pre-K through 5, states the district's dress code is established to set a standard of excellence, set our students apart from others, teach grooming and hygiene, prevent disruption. Jeannie, he looks like a damn girl.
He looks adorable.
It looks like he's just never had a haircut in his life. He's
hasn't.
4, right?
Yeah, he's not had a haircut.
And
He
you know
looks
what?
fine.
It's combed. It's clean. It's not out of control.
It looks like it's taken care of. So I don't understand these things.
Well, except he looks. Come on, he looks like a damn girl, you guys.
He's adorable.
It's boner candidate number 3. He should be able to go to school with his hair like that.
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
We had boner candidate number 1. Listen, the city-owned laptop will be safer at the pawn shop. This is a city councilman in Flint, Michigan, who repeatedly pawned his laptop, his city-provided laptop. He'd get a loan for it, and then he'd pay the loan back and get the laptop back out. He's been doing this over time for a couple of years, and his argument is, well, the laptop is safer over in the pawn shop because City Hall's been broken into several times, you know. So that's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied. The story of a 30-year-old man who set up a GoFundMe account so he could get enough money together and go visit his 14-year-old fiance. And boner candidate number 3, well, come on, he looks like a damn girl.
There you go. You got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst and therefore the most deserving to move forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Boner Fight happens at 9:25. So, which one of these 3 is a contender? 1, 2, or 3, candidate number. Put that number in the message of your text, and then text that to 33986. The computer catches it and counts it for us. You can call 877-602-9696. The producer's booth catches those and counts them for us. And another computer at x96.com catches them and counts them for us. Look for the box that says August 24th, 2017 on it. Round 2. If that box is not there, refresh. All right, round 2, boner voting. Here we go. Well, it is time for the kiss. Now, did we get enough kiss money?
Yes.
In the short amount of time.
He's lying. Yes, we did.
How much did we get? We got
we had the $1,800 that was dropped off here. And then on the phones we had about $455. We
Okay.
said $2,000. That's $2,255.
And that was in a 10-minute time frame, really.
Richie has always wanted to kiss Gina.
So badly.
Always wanted to.
No. Oh, Craig's reaching into his wallet. I was hoping you would stop it.
And we need.
Here's Craig's going to give $2,000 to stop it.
And we need video of this. We need evidence. People will want to see this on our website. All right, have you got it, Dylan?
Mhm.
Okay, well, Richie, why don't you...
Is there an embrace involved in this, or just...
Well, there was over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know. Craig,
He's
an
taking his
embrace.
teeth out. Watch,
We'll let
see?
Craig decide. Is an embrace okay?
Yeah.
During the kiss? Because this is the guy
All
who
right.
signs the check.
I'm doing this willingly, so I don't think it's sexual harassment.
So now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Do we need to pull him off?
Take the microphone up with you.
She's so
there.
creeped out she can't. She is so creeped
It's
out.
for
she can't
the
stand it.
homeless. and to defeat FM 100. Oh, excuse me. It's to
Yes.
defeat FM 100 and for the homeless.
All right. Yeah, you're going to want the microphone close for the noises.
Smacking noise.
You're not going to be any noise. Oh, quit licking your lips.
Okay. Here we go.
Put your teeth in, Richie.
No, I said I would do it with the teeth out. Now, who's counting?
We all will. 1001, like that, okay?
Yeah, we'll do
Ready?
it. Okay. Ready, set, go. They're not doing it yet.
So weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. I didn't think it was going to be. Okay.
Let's go. Let's see. Okay. 1,000. 1,000. Wait a minute, I lost count. 1,
3.
Yay.
For the homeless. Yay. For the homeless.
Yeah, we should have had mistletoe. Was it a big disappointment, Richie?
Richie,
No.
was it worth it?
No,
Was it everything you said?
but Gina wants more.
Was it everything you hoped?
That was more than 3 seconds.
That was. She kissed back, guys.
Did she?
Did she?
She kissed back.
Yeah, was it better for me or was it better for you, Gina?
It sounds like it was better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Hansen, the president of our company, now wants to see me in his office later this afternoon.
Oh,
Again?
Maybe he's
Another
got
2,000.
Maybe he's got 2,000 he wants to spend. Yeah.
Well,
He saw what a good kisser you were. He wants lessons.
I'm glad. Did you just wipe my kiss off?
That was really weird. I didn't think it was going to be that weird until you were right
Okay,
in my face.
So this is my question. You're constantly flirting with Gina.
Soft lips. Is that your question?
No, I'm just wondering if this has changed your desires or
Yeah, we're
intensified them.
done. We're done.
You're
We're done?
We-
That's it?
We fulfilled it. Well, what else are we
Oh.
going to do, Gina?
There's nowhere to go from
Yeah.
here.
You know, all I know is that I have a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that I didn't have about 5 minutes ago. So
It's
That
done.
was good. Did it for charity.
We did
Okay.
it.
Your source for the most incomplete sports and weather with Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right. It is time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting. Oh, it's brought to you by. I just remembered I had this. Brought to you by sausage.
Oh.
It's a boar's head sausage I bought, and I thought, oh, I'll just bring it for lunch.
How much of that will you eat for lunch?
Mm.
You're just gonna gnaw on it? What? You're gonna cut it up and?
No, I'll cut slices off of it, and I mean, I could eat the whole thing. I really could, but I won't. It's a peppered salami.
And X96 welcomes Lost 80s Live featuring Tony Hadley, Cutting Crew, Wang Chung, Naked Eyes, Berlin, Tommy Two Tone, September 7th at the Gallivan Center. Tickets are on sale at smithtix.com.
Got to be careful, though, because of the gout, you know. Eating cured meat gives you the gout. All right, boner candidate number 1 was the city-owned laptop will be safe. It's a Flint City, Michigan councilman who kept repawning his city-owned laptop because, well, he needed the money, I guess. But then he said, listen, we shouldn't be upset about this. When the times it was over in the pawn shop there, it was a lot safer than it was here at City Hall. City Hall's been broken into a bunch of times. Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied. A 30-year-old man, charged after starting a GoFundMe account to go visit his 14-year-old fiancée. And boner candidate number 3, well, come on, he looks like a damn girl. You let that kid into school, little 4-year-old kid into school, that long hair. What are the other? Listen, I think if he's willing to put up with it, because he'll get some people giving him a hard time.
That is a cool kid. That is a kid that does not care if.
Anyway, that's boner candidate number 3, and the winner. Emily won the tickets to go see that Lost 80s show, and the winner, boner candidate number 2. Love will not be denied.
All right. That is the now contender for Boner of the Day. It will go up against the winner of round 1 in Boner Fight at 9:25.
So, you have these celebrity phobias, I
Yes.
know. And if that fizzles out, I do have 5 acne myths.
Well, it'll only fizzle out if you don't jump in and make it fun, Bill.
Okay, well, I'm going to give it a try because who would be more interested in celebrity phobias than me?
You might be surprised.
We'll see.
Okay, Tyra Banks.
Oh.
She has a phobia.
Let me guess. Bobby pins. She's afraid of bobby pins.
Dolphins.
Oh, well,
She says, you think dolphins are sweet and friendly. To me, they're not. I feel anxiety and panic whenever I'm thinking about a dolphin. It's happening right now because I'm talking about it, she said.
My wife is not fond of dolphins.
Really?
Yeah. They've been known to be rather aggressive to females, of human females.
Has she had an experience with a dolphin?
No, but there are accounts.
Khloe Kardashian? What do you think her phobia is?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Boar's head peppered salami.
That's why I carry one with me wherever I go.
To keep Khloe
in
away?
case Khloe comes up.
See, you're making this fun. Here we go.
Now, what I had intended to do with this feature is go, oh, you don't say.
Her biggest phobia? Belly buttons. I hate belly buttons. You can't touch mine, and I don't want to touch yours when I'm in the shower. I wear hand mitts, and I scream every time I wash my belly button. I'm just glad she's washing her belly button.
I don't think
You
she
gotta.
has one.
You gotta if you have it. Especially if you have a ninny.
Things get
You gotta clean
trapped.
your belly button, but then you gotta rinse them thoroughly too.
Why do people even have outies? Don't they know that little trick? You just tape a quarter to it?
That work?
That's what they used to do. No, it didn't.
Okay, pop right back out again.
Tape a quarter to it.
Nicole Kidman, what do you think her phobia
Nicole
is?
Kidman. Well, certainly not Scientologists.
Let's see. She's probably. I would guess she's phobic of. I guess not little skinny Australian country singers.
How about sunlight?
No. Butterflies.
What?
Sometimes I'd come home from school and the biggest butterfly you'd ever see would just be sitting on our front gate. I would climb over the fence or crawl around the side of the house, anything to have to avoid going through the gate and going past the butterfly.
See, you got to remember where she grew up. Australia. They have those gigantic butterflies there.
Liam Payne, you don't know who
Who's
he
that?
is. He's a One Direction.
Okay, does he have a phobia of talent? I'm afraid of talent.
Spoons.
Who has a phobia?
It's a
of
bit weird, he
spoons?
says. When I was a kid, I was a bit naughty in school, and when you're naughty, they would make you wash the dishes. I had to wash all these nasty spoons, and it stuck with me. I don't want to know what people are doing with their spoons, and I don't want to see them.
No spooning with him, Richie.
Kendall Jenner.
No?
No? You want to guess?
I'm guessing Kendall Jenner has a phobia of Khloe Kardashian, but
anything that has tiny little holes in it. And there's a name for this. It's called trypophobia.
Sure.
Afraid of tiny holes and weird patterns, like a honeycomb or a lotus head. Or it sounds ridiculous, but I can't look at anything that has tiny little holes in a pattern.
Okay.
It gives me anxiety, she says.
For this one, I'm going to say, you don't say.
Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson? Anyone who says she's not pretty.
She has a
Phobic.
phobia?
Yeah.
She's afraid of birds. Anything about wings and beaks and flapping, I'm
Yep.
terrified of.
So my wife is like Scarlett Johansson that way.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Holmes?
Okay.
Yes.
You could say the Scientology thing again here. if
Well, I did that joke already.
you- raccoons.
Oh, I love raccoons.
I'm with her on that one.
She's scared. And
Pick a good ender.
finally this.
Finally this.
You don't say.
Matthew McConaughey. You would think a strong, masculine guy like that would not be afraid.
I'm just afraid of being alone.
I don't think
You know?
he's not afraid of getting a tan.
No. Revolving doors.
I don't like those either.
I get anxious being near them. I won't use them if I can avoid
I
it.
hate those slow ones
I don't like any of them.
that are like in the big department stores that
Mhm.
have the displays built into them, you
Yeah.
know? I hate those
Yeah, I
because
don't-
I'm walking faster than that door is moving.
I wouldn't say I'm phobic, but I just don't like them.
Yeah.
They're irritating.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of them. They bug me. Yeah. Well, thank you, Gina.
There, see?
Well, maybe we'll get to 5 acne myths later on.
We need to. Let me just end this segment by saying, well, I'll be darned.
Emergency vehicles are on the scene of a crash northbound I-15 21st South, right lane and shoulder blocked. Traffic is backed to Sandy. We have a crash US 89 400 North in Kaysville. Crash westbound I-80 on-ramp to go 13th East in Salt Lake. Crash 114 South 2200 West. And southbound I-15 102nd South causing major delays through that area. That's traffic.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Mattress Firm.
Oh, Mattress Firm? Oh, Mattress
Oh,
Firm.
Mattress
Oh,
Firm.
Mattress Firm.
MattressFirm.com is the website to find a location near you. And you'll be surprised. You'll look at that and they go, it's just down the street because they're everywhere.
Mattress Firm is having a Labor Day sale. Just a look at their Labor Day sale. There are some big deals are going to kick in, even more deals. But take advantage of these.
Yeah, you can afford a mattress. They have all different price points for mattresses.
If you have an adjustable base, you will just not be able to get out of bed practically.
Oh, it's
You've
wonderful.
never. I always thought it would be kind of dumb, and then I went to Mattress Firm. When we had a big meeting there, and they
Mhm.
said, lay down on
Give
any
it a
bed you
shot.
want. And I went to the adjustable one, and my goodness,
I was the same way, and then I came home and Sue had got it and said, "Here it is."
It's great,
and I love it.
Now for their pre-Labor Day sale, choose over 15 queen mattresses for under $699.99, $500 for a new and exclusive Dream Bed Luxe with a free Columbia pillow while they last. That's this Friday through Sunday at Mattress Firm. Go to mattressfirm.com for more.
You listen to the Radio from Hell show.
So, I realize I haven't talked a lot about food on the trail, and I'll try to send you some pictures. I've actually taken some pictures of plates of food that I've been eating, but it's really interesting. All the places we stop at tea houses for food, and lunch and dinner, and generally we'll have hot black tea. And then you can order. There are a variety of things on the menu, and they're all kind of the same. You can get spaghetti with meat sauce, spaghetti with tomato sauce, spaghetti with a fried egg on top, and then there are also various local things that you can have. For instance, tonight I'm having Sherpa stew with vegetables. And if I want to, I could have Sherpa stew with vegetables and meat, and that would probably be buffalo meat. Buffalo meat. I decided I could have a steak. It's a buffalo steak. I'd have thought, I don't think I want a buffalo steak. So there are all kinds of things you can eat. And the service is really pretty good. It's not very crowded up here at this time of the year, and so the service is pretty fast, and they bring stuff out. But it's, I don't know how to describe. It sounds like normal food, but it isn't. It has a really all of it has a very odd kind of twist to it. It's good. It's filling. But it all has just kind of, like I had a tuna sandwich today. I said, let me try a tuna sandwich and a bowl of soup. Well, the tuna sandwich was just a canned tuna on bread that had been heated up, and I don't think there was anything else on the bread. Just tuna and bread, and then it had been heated up. It was a little odd, but believe me, I ate it. And then one of my favorite things, though, is potato time with the Sherpa guys who are carrying our stuff. A great crew of guys carrying our stuff, and they all gather around and have potato time. There's a big plate of like red potatoes, so back home, small red potatoes, and they bake them up and they take them in their hands and they rub the skin off of them, and then they dip the potato in this kind of hot, spicy pepper. Chili pepper stuff. Really good. A hot potato, nothing like it at the end of 2 hours I walked up and up and up today. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
not his stature. Follow Bill Allred on Twitter at RFHBill. Weekday mornings on X96. Doobie-doobie-doo.
I've just been meaning to ask you, Gina, the last 3 days, and I forgot. Well, the last 2 days.
What?
So you went to collect your daughter at camp.
Yes.
On Saturday, I think it was.
Friday.
And we'd had some discussion last week about the letters, and that you had written a letter to her, a daily letter that she took with her.
Yes.
And you instructed her to open one a day. Is
yes.
And being the good little girl she
Yes.
is, I'm sure that's exactly the way she did it.
Yes.
Whereas when I was a little kid, when I'd gotten to camp, I would just want to open them all.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to read them all. And then she was incommunicado
for a week.
For really 7 days? Was it 7 days?
Sunday to Friday.
Yeah. Okay. And so the only communication that you could have with her would be a letter that she would send you.
Right.
And you kept waiting for the letter. And I said, you're not going to get the letter until after you pick her up. Have you received, as you went to get her and collected her tear-stained pillow and all of the soiled bedding and everything? And
she did very well, actually. At camp.
Well, I'm sure she did, but
I'm saying there wasn't a tear-stained pillow.
I joke.
I know.
Okay.
As I got home with her after we picked it up, it was in the mailbox.
As I thought.
Yes.
And was the letter tear-stained?
No.
Was it very detailed?
Yes.
What did she write it the first day, or did she just write it, like the day before you?
And then express it.
She wrote it halfway through, and she said, "Next year I know to write it earlier in the week."
But there you go.
So
it might have gotten to you.
Mm-hmm. But it was a happy letter. I'm having a great time. And she said, I knew you would ask, Mom. The food is great, is what the letter said.
Food is great.
I knew you would ask.
And then she had no trouble finding an owl to deliver it.
No, came right to the.
Right.
She's very, very methodical in her thinking. She said, I sent it on Wednesday. I should send it earlier next time, but I should at least wait a day till I've done something to write about so she's figuring out the best day to send it. It's probably Tuesday, and then I would get it. So, but she did great. She wants to go back. So
she did the rope swing. She swam in the lake. She went canoeing.
No,
killed a bear.
No,
none of that.
No.
What do they do? What do they sit around and sew?
They made bread.
That's not camp. You go out. You got to go out and kill squirrels and play capture the flag at night, and then kids get lost in the woods.
At the very least, play with the fire.
Yeah, roast no fire.
Poking a stick in it?
No.
They made bread. They had morning meditation.
What?
Sissy camp. We did yoga, Mom.
She loved it. That's all.
It's not bad.
Loved it.
It's the Killers. The man.
Their new album comes out in September. Richie interviewed Brandon Flowers for Meet the Band. You can find that at x96.com. And you know he's a big Mormon.
Local. Is he a local?
Yeah, he went to Lehigh High
That's
School.
right.
But I mean, he's not though anymore?
Yes.
Right? Is he?
Yes.
Oh, he's still there.
He is big time Mormon, right, Richie?
All right. So
What?
So here's what happened. Here's Brandon Flowers' Mormon history. Brandon Flowers, Mormon, grew up Nephi, not Lehi.
Oh, I knew it was one of the
Yeah,
Phi's.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ojai.
And then he got into the being a rock star for a little while. A little boozing, little drugsing, and now nope, full on back in
straight edge Mormon,
defending against the what's the atheist Richard? He's an overseas atheist.
An overseas atheist?
He's a well-known atheist.
Stephen
anyway.
Fry.
No, Richard.
Oh, no,
something.
Dawkins.
Yeah.
Dawkins?
Yeah. Called him out. That guy called him out on being a Mormon. Said, you know what? Here's how I feel about being Mormon, and I like it. He named his kid Ammon, one of the guys from the Book of Mormon.
Very Mormon.
Super
Wow.
Mormon.
Yep. All right.
And he's quoted as saying in the interview, if you go to Meet the Bands at x96.com, Ammon? Well, that's a bold name. You can hear him defend.
It is.
You can hear him defend it.
Oh, okay.
It was, but he had to decide between Ammon and Clark.
Is Clark in the Book of Mormon?
Yeah.
Clark? Is there?
Yeah. He's one of the Haferfites.
Who's got you?
He's one of the Haferfites.
It was nearly called the Book of Clark.
Yeah, close.
Very close.
A battle between him and
Mormon.
Moroni, really. Yeah.
I just want to wish my husband a happy birthday before we break.
Well, who
here.
doesn't?
I know you want. This was your idea, actually, Bill. To wish you. I know you came in this morning. First thing you said was,
"Yep,
isn't it your husband's birthday today?"
That's exactly right.
I said, "You're right. I'd forgotten, Bill, but thank you for reminding
Happy
me."
birthday, Dr. Jones. Happy birthday to you.
All right, we got a big old birthday wish going out to Dr. Joe Jones. Oh, happy birthday, Doc.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see a picture of Dr. Jones when he was a baby.
He was king of the Muslims back then.
He was. Now, his mom...
Oh, there he is. Really?
I've seen that picture. That is a cute baby picture.
His mom used to enter him in those baby contests.
Oh, that's right.
And think about this. So
time and time again, he never won.
No. So he grew up in Davis County.
Paid for his college education that way, didn't he?
He grew up in Davis County, and my little brown husband in Davis County.
He was an oddity.
He was an oddity. And he won, like, every baby contest she entered him in.
Well, that baby's brown, but it sure is cute.
So much so that they asked her to stop entering him because...
That's the family story, Carrie. That's the family story.
Just as we do not nominate Trump boner candidates because they always win. Same
Mrs.
situation.
Jones, please do not enter your adorable baby in any more baby contests.
I'm sure I can just hear it now. It's the family story.
Mrs. Jones would not lie about those things.
All I'm saying is that time distorts memory.
No. You look at that picture. You tell me you doubt that story.
But I have a hard time believing that all of the cities in Davis County, all of the little cities in Davis County got together and went to her house and said, "Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, we cannot have you entering that cute little brown baby in all of the contests. It's putting a little white babies to shame. You may not do it anymore."
Don't you want to believe that happened, though?
Well, sure. You and your family want to believe that happened.
It sounds like an episode of Andy Griffith, but, you know.
Yeah. Well, why don't you try entering pickles?
All right, that's good.
Thank you.
Well, you know what you ought to get him?
What?
For his birthday? Diamond earring.
Little diamond stud earring from Diamonds Direct.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that.
Yeah, why not?
He has a hole there. He never wears the earring.
He wouldn't do it at work, but
yeah, get him a diamond
in his
stud.
free time.
Yeah, get him a big old rock from Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, and say, "Honey, it didn't cost that much because they cut out the middleman."
You know what? I should get him as a crown, a diamond crown.
Yeah. Now, Diamonds Direct, they have worldwide connections. From the mines to the diamond cutters, they have the connections and they have relationships that go back decades with those people. The concept was actually started by diamond wholesalers, and they said, why don't we just why don't we just not sell these diamonds to the big jewelry chains?
Yeah, let's just
let's
open
sell
up
them
our own.
ourselves, and
Yeah.
that became Diamonds Direct. They sell so many diamonds, not just here but around the country. They can afford to get by on a very low profit margin, and they are a diamond powerhouse.
They really are. They are going to make you an excellent deal.
And a great selection to choose from.
Diamonds Direct will beat anyone's price on diamond rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. So
Just go in and talk to them.
Yeah, they're at 6400 South. They're just south of the Fashion Place Mall.
X96 and Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
So, I realize I haven't talked a lot about food on the trail, and I'll try to send you some pictures. I've actually taken some pictures of plates of food that I've been eating, but it's really interesting. All the places we stop at tea houses for food, and lunch and dinner, and generally we'll have hot black tea. And then you can order. There are a variety of things on the menu, and they're all kind of the same. You can get spaghetti with meat sauce, spaghetti with tomato sauce, spaghetti with a fried egg on top, and then there are also various local things that you can have. For instance, tonight I'm having Sherpa stew with vegetables. And if I want to, I could have Sherpa stew with vegetables and meat, and that would probably be buffalo meat. I decided I could have a steak. It's a buffalo steak. I'd have thought, I don't think I want a buffalo steak. So there are all kinds of things you can eat. And the service is really pretty good. It's not very crowded up here at this time of the year, and so the service is pretty fast, and they bring stuff out. But it's I don't know how to describe. It sounds like normal food, but it isn't. It has a really all of it has a very odd kind of twist to it. It's good. It's filling. But it all has this kind of, like I had a tuna sandwich today. I said, let me try a tuna sandwich and a bowl of soup. Well, the tuna sandwich was just a canned tuna on bread that had been heated up, and I don't think there was anything else on the bread. Just tuna and bread, and then it had been heated up. It was a little odd, but believe me, I ate it. And then one of my favorite things, though, is potato time with the Sherpa guys who are carrying our stuff. A great crew of guys carrying our stuff, and they all gather around and have potato time. There's a big plate of like red potatoes, so back home, small red potatoes, and they bake them up and they take them in their hands and they rub the skin off of them, and then they dip the potato in this kind of hot, spicy pepper. Chili pepper stuff. Really good. A hot potato, nothing like it at the end of 2 hours I walked up and up and up today. We'll tell you more about it coming up. So I've been thinking about something as I've been on this trek. This has really been kind of the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Walking along, and this is a staggeringly beautiful country. The vistas are almost indescribable. You see, we had a very good view of Mount Everest, Sagarmatha, today, and it looks tiny down at the end of the Khumbu Valley. It looks very small because we're walking past mountains that very close to mountains that are huge, like Ama Dablam, which Dean has summited. How high is Ama Dablam? A little over 23,000 feet. That's, of course, Dean Cardinal. So we pass mountains like that, and they make Everest look small. 5.5 hours today on the trail, very difficult, and I've had a lot of time to think. And the other day, something just popped into my head when we were trekking around, and I thought, when we get to the monastery, I'm going to cut all my hair off. It's not a... I talked to my wife, and she said, why are you going to do that? And I said, well, I don't know. It just popped into my mind, and I'm kind of tired of dealing with it on the trail. My hair is always soaking wet from sweat. And she said, is it a spiritual thing? And I said, well, maybe kind of it is. It is kind of. It's a humility thing, and I feel very humbled by this experience, by what I'm doing here. It's very difficult. I see people around me carrying 200 pounds on their back, and I can barely make it up the hill with 8 pounds on my back. And a Geljan Sherpa says, Bill, can I take some? Let me carry your water. Let me, I am humbled by this experience, and now don't get me wrong. I'm not going to come back and be all weird and religious or anything like that. But it is a humbling experience, and I'm going to go to the monastery here at Tengboche tomorrow sometime, and I guess one of the monks will shave my head, and you'll hear about it on the radio. That's it for now from Tengboche, and namaste, everyone. Namaste.
We don't know why either. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
All right, 9:20, coming up in a moment, boner fight. But first, a little bit of news.
A little bit of news, and I'm going to sponsor it by reminding you to sign up for our mixer. It's this Friday, August 25th, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Park City Culinary Institute, which is in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
It's not in Park City. No. You can go to x96.com. There's a rotating banner. It's one of the 5 or 6 panels there at the top. You click on that, and it will take you to a registration place. It's $15 to come and cook with us.
Mm-hmm.
Another $15 will get you a cocktail pairing with that, but you don't have to do that.
Justin sent me an email. He and his wife are coming. They want to know if they can bring their own wine, and I'm not sure. So I told them I'll check on that and see if they have a bottle of wine that they really like or something. So we'll find out. But there will be beverages, adult and otherwise, there at the event tomorrow night.
Because I think it was cocktails is what they're doing. So they're like
is it?
They're like pairing cocktails with the various dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So
that we're making, yes.
Right. And then there's a phone number. Do you have that there?
No.
You can call the Park City Culinary Institute and sign up that way as well if you.
I got it.
If you feel better about that.
No, I don't. There's a whole information sheet in the phone.
Just go to x96.com and click on the banner.
All
right, let's see. So I'm trying to remember who won the... I got to get the other boner candidate up there. Oh, I know which one it was. Okay, I got it.
Here's the number. Richie got it for Park City Culinary Institute.
Yeah, thank you.
435-659-5075.
A little news here, just a little tiny bit. This is bizarre. Diplomats in Cuba are reporting a sonic weapon has been turned on there somehow on the American and Canadian diplomats in Havana, and they're getting more and more curious about it, and it's getting disturbing. Medical files reviewed by CBS News revealed a whole bunch of physical symptoms associated with this mysterious covert sonic device that reportedly operates outside the range of audible sound, including some as serious as mild traumatic brain injury and with likely to cause damage to the central nervous system. Symptoms reported as previously people had hearing loss, nausea, headaches, balance disorders, and at least one envoy is said to now require the use of a hearing aid. The State Department is not saying much about it, but an unnamed American doctor who participated in audiological evaluations has warned of health risks to those who are further exposed. So apparently somebody in Cuba, presumably the government, has turned this sonic device on those 2 embassies.
No idea.
Nope.
They don't know where it's coming from.
I mean, what's the speculation?
Well, they don't.
Who has something to gain by?
Well, you would. Yeah. Now, the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, has held the Cuban authorities responsible for it. No, he says we hold the Cuban authorities responsible for uncovering who's doing it. You guys need to find out who's doing this. In a statement to CBS, an agency spokesperson at the State Department said they're in regular contact with Cuba to resolve the matter in satisfactory manner. So they're not accusing the government of doing it.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
But who?
Well, it could
The
be
Russians?
It could be. Well, I don't know. It could be somebody like
a Unabomber.
Like they, like people like to shine laser pens into cockpits. So somebody. I know what I'll do. I figured out how to do this, and I'm going to do it. Tom Cruise. People are asking if he wore butt pads well, so there was a movie from 2007
why
called
are they
Valkyrie.
asking now? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, because Tom Cruise, they're out of the news right now because they had to put off filming of the Mission Impossible movie, so they have to figure out something to
distract
talk
you
about.
with.
Yeah. So there people are looking at this movie from 2007, which I don't remember, called Valkyrie.
It's where he plays a Nazi.
Oh, they're wondering if he in his car. I don't. Who cares? So let's do this.
It's not a pad. It's a lift.
It's a butt lift. There was a guy who interrupted Fox News live.
I saw that.
Pretty interesting. So that they have their morning morons, whatever they call them, Steve Ducey and Brian Kilmeade, who
the Breakfast Buddies.
Who is the stupidest person on the planet.
Fox and Friends is the best news out there.
I don't know who the blonde is with them anymore.
They always speak very nicely about me.
But so they're doing it, and they go to a live remote shot, and some guy comes up into the live camera shot and says, I'm a Democrat, and then opens up a little sign that says, this is fake news, or Fox is fake news. Fox is fake news. And then he says, you guys are fake news. That's what you are. You're just fake news.
How did they let it go?
They did.
Oh.
I mean, it was live.
Oh.
They didn't.
They quickly cut back to the studio.
Yeah.
Where, Steve Ducey and Brian Kilmeade had some really, clever retorts to it, like, well, that's what happens when you're doing live stuff. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump can't stop talking about the size of his crowd in Phoenix.
You mean lying about the size of his crowd?
Totally and completely lying. Because apparently the capacity for that room is 5,000.
But it wasn't even at. There were
half-filled.
people live streaming the whole thing.
But he says.
So here are people.
Yeah.
So So apparently people who were there were saying there were people who stopped listening, who got out their phones.
Yeah.
There were people lying down on the seats, going through their social media stuff as he was rambling on in his Phoenix speech. Even his crowd stopped listening. Now, Trump didn't do it, but somebody tweeted a picture. We mentioned this yesterday. Said, "Here's the huge crowd. Come on, that we had at Phoenix," and what it was really a crowd in Cleveland.
When they won the
2016 Cleveland Cavaliers parade in Ohio. See, there's the crowd that he had? He did have a huge crowd there.
Trump is saying he had 15,000 people in a 5,000 capacity room that was half full.
Yeah.
Huge crowd.
I just don't know.
They love me.
No, they
in
don't.
Phoenix.
And then he didn't attack Jeff Flake, the Republican senator who has abandoned him.
Jeff Flake?
He did.
He
Right,
didn't?
not in that speech.
Yeah,
No,
he did.
No, not in the speech.
Yes, he did.
He didn't name him.
He said the one senator that didn't vote for the thing and the other senator.
He didn't
There's only
mention
two
him.
senators from
He didn't mention
Arizona.
him by name in Phoenix, but he later tweeted, "Nobody wants me to talk about your other senator who's weak on borders, weak on crime, so I won't talk about Jeff Flake."
Jeff Flake.
Who is, by the way, interested to people here, a Mormon.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
I think Jeff Flake wrote a whole book about Don't deal with Donald Trump. Don't do it. So he's, you say so. Not many senators have spoken out, but he's certainly one of them who has. All right, it's Boner Fight. This is the winner from round 1 going up against the winner from round 2. Round 1 winner, number 1. I like sausage as much as the next guy, but this is a bit much. The firefighters in England who rescued a litter of adorable piglets from a fire, only to have those piglets 6 months later be slaughtered and turned into sausage, which the pig farmers brought to the firefighters to thank them. Here's some sausages to thank. Wait a minute, are those the pigs we?
These here them pigs you saved.
And then that goes up against boner candidate number 2. Love will not be denied. The guy, 30-year-old guy who started up a GoFundMe account so that he could go visit his 14-year-old fiancée. Yeah.
All right, you've got to choose between animal cruelty and pedophilia. This is your
That's the Radio from Hell show for you, right there.
Tale as old as time.
Yes, you decide which one is the worst, which one you think should win Boner of the Day, candidate 1 or candidate 2. Put the number 1 or number 2 in the message of your text and text that to 33986. Pretty easy. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight August 24th and click there and vote. If you don't see the box, refresh. It should appear. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. It's Boner Fight. Boner of the Day. So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, "Why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday?" And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping trip.
Right, that's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday and we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh,
JT,
okay.
you're there,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
for one day. all
That's
right?
a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a
before
minute or
this.
two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be
We'll
okay.
forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
At Radio from Hell.
All right, it is time to award Boner of the Day.
So we had Boner candidate number 1. Boy, there were a lot of votes today.
Oh, good.
In the Boner fight.
Brought to you in part by.
Brought to you in part by, the panzanola salad. Very good.
And why does the sight of a trail guide make us reassess our career choices? Because Wyoming is still filled with adventure. That's why. Find out if you are too at travelwyoming.com.
So Boner candidate number 1, I like sausages as much as the next guy, but this is a bit much. The rescued piglets turned into sausages as a gift to the firemen who rescued them. And Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied. 30-year-old man setting up a GoFundMe account so he can go to Montana and be with his 14-year-old fiance. And the winner was Boner candidate number 2, love will not be denied.
All right, there we go. Thank you.
So
9:37.
what's our producer doing in here?
I don't
Does
know.
it have something to do with producing the show?
I mean, sort of.
Okay.
Gina, that drop that Carrie played mentioned monkey bread.
Yes.
Mom makes a great monkey bread.
Does she?
So maybe I'll try and talk her into it.
Well, she lives on an island now, though.
No.
She's only part-time
No,
island
and
dweller.
she sold the big house. She's moving into the condo up on South Mountain.
Oh, I thought she was permanently on the island.
No, splitting her time between here and the island.
So, Richie, what's the deal?
Well, so here's the deal. No, I made a very conscious effort to not say that, and now you've trapped me.
Mm-hmm.
I was the senior class president at Hillcrest High School.
Of course you were.
No surprise.
And as part of that, I am charged with planning reunions.
Did you run unopposed?
No, I ran for student body vice president and lost to the mayor of South Jordan's sister.
Okay.
And so then I ran for senior class president, and people felt bad and elected me to be their senior class
It was a
president.
pity vote. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so you're organizing the reunion.
I'm in charge of reunions, and it's a big one coming up.
I'm class president. Go hot dog.
Oh, hot dog.
And this is a big one where it'll be formal, and there will be, we're doing an event during the day, so people
Golf tournament? Are you doing a golf tournament?
So people can come to the high school and see what's changed in the high school, and they can bring their kids and show them, hey,
This is where my locker used to be.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff, right?
Wow, it seems so small.
This is where I used to smoke in the bathroom.
And then the night activity it will be, the location is still to be determined, but where there has been an issue recently is there is a committee of people who have sort of been gathered to plan this out. And the discussion of alcohol at the reunion has been addressed.
Where's the reunion going to be?
Don't know yet. We've looked at a couple places, even downstairs at 50 West, maybe, which is a great place for that kind of thing.
You're all adults.
Right. Let me say this. I am a Mormon person who works with people who drink or are alcoholics or some varying degree
Hey!
He wasn't looking at you, Bill.
Yeah, I know. He was looking directly opposite me, and I know what that means.
But I have no problem with it if people drink. And I don't think that it threatens my religion if people drink.
No.
And I think that people can be adults and can make their own choices.
Then the class president has spoken.
Right. Which is what it ultimately came to. But there were people on the committee who had said and stressed, well, I don't know that I really feel comfortable having alcohol. So I knew...
Because there will be fights and rapes.
Well...
that's what they're thinking.
He's joking.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
He's joking, and I don't think that they meant fight and rapes, but I think they were. This is just not something that they put themselves in.
They only know from TV.
No. Here's what they don't understand. They've been in those situations a lot, and nothing's happened, and they haven't realized they're in situations where there is alcohol
is present.
and nothing bad happens.
Yes. My 20-year high school reunion, there was drinking allowed. In the school, as I recall, that's where we had it, I think, yeah.
Well, it is
and
Ogden.
And there was drinking allowed, and I think I was assaulted in the bathroom, but I'm not sure.
So I made the mistake of putting out in this small committee and then subsequently the whole class's Facebook group, hey, we're talking back and forth about alcohol. Please weigh in. And it quickly became as I felt, because what I wanted to do was exactly what Carrie said, which is, here's my feeling, you guys are being dumb, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be that, straightforward about it. So I said, what are people's feelings? And it's like, if several people were like, well, it sounds to me like we need to have a member and a non-member reunion, so you guys can go ahead and do that, one without alcohol.
Did you end up with a consensus?
Yeah, we're going to have alcohol at the reunion.
The consensus was the drinkers, of course, among you said yes, and then the people who are LDS, like you are LDS, said it's fine with me.
And there were a few people who said, well, I'm just not sure that I'll come to that. And I said, you know what? We're just not going to. We're not going to be able to make everyone happy.
Why don't you be a grown-up and come to the reunion?
You don't have to drink it.
No.
Are you going to have nut cups?
No, that's not a wedding, Bill.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, get your...
You have nut cups at weddings.
It's been a while.
You have punch at reunions.
Okay.
But what was surprising to me is that stereotypical, I'm afraid to even be around it.
Yeah,
they actually exists. I could not believe it.
You're really surprised.
Go up and meet the legislature, because it's the same people.
That's why they want to know if it's a bar or a restaurant, because they're petrified they're going to be close to it.
It's actually not the same people. Most of the people at the legislature, they know that it's fine. You can have social drinking. It's their constituents. That core of people that the legislators are afraid that those people will gang up on them and vote them out of office.
Oh, you mean the church?
Those people.
The celestial line rings and they run?
It is not my church.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
I'm class president.
All right. Let's see. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Our brand new episode, Flabby Normal, is free and available now, featuring all the latest news. Rest in Peace Time
Okay, the shop sells. It's called Celeb. How would you say that with all of those
Celebrities.
Celebrity.
celebrities?
Yeah, I drug you guys over here. You were just going to walk on by Celebrities Gallery, featuring artwork by John Lennon, Miles Davis, Ronnie Wood, Tony Bennett, David Bowie, Picasso, and others.
Picasso's best rock star of them all.
By the way, it's featuring, what does it say? Artwork. It's featuring overpriced prints of artwork by.
None of that's real?
Well, it's real in the sense that it's, well, for instance, there are a bunch of John Lennon things in there, which Yoko Ono took the originals and had copies made of the originals and then put print numbers on them and selling them.
Bitch.
My point exactly.
There was some
something for you in there.
Well, yeah, there was some artwork by David Bowie in there, and it was it looked like a
which Yoko Ono took and copied and put numbers.
But again, it's mass.
So it's not cool.
But it was David Bowie did a painting of Festus. I swear it was Festus.
Festus?
No.
Well, I mean, he was all white and pale and alone.
And alone. No, but so what if it's I mean, they only make so many of the prints, right? Or it's only cool if you can get the original.
It's hard to say.
There was yeah.
I mean, it really is hard to say. You know, a lot of them say, you know, it's number 475 out of a run of 1,000. But how many runs of 1,000 did they do? I mean,
they may have stopped and then did another run.
Yeah,
that's how they can say a run of 1,000.
I mean, it's okay stuff. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but
I mean, there was a really cool colored pencil John Belushi
with
in there.
His shirt open and his gut hanging out.
Shirt open. Yeah, that was a great thing. But it was easily what, $450.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. And there was one thing in there I really liked. They had Hawaiian shirts. Silk Hawaiian shirts, they were about $70-80 a shirt, but they were they're copies of shirts that celebrities have worn. Like there's one that shows a picture of Dustin Hoffman and John Lovitz standing together, and John Lovitz is wearing this Hawaiian shirt with pineapples on it, and you can buy that.
You can buy that shirt.
Yeah.
I want to buy Dustin Hoffman's shirt. I don't want to buy John Lovett's shirt.
Either way, they'll both have little black curly hairs inside of them, okay? And then here's the question I had, is that there was a whole bunch of drawings of the Rolling Stones, and right in the middle there was this big one of Don Knotts, and I'm wondering why they decided to put Don Knotts in the middle.
That was not Don Knotts. That was Todd of Todd and Aaron. No, it was.
Jagger.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure look like Don Knotts.
Well, the older he gets, the closer they look.
I mean, 1960s Don Knotts. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, Uncle Todd, I always thought you looked like Mick Jagger, not Don Knotts.
That was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
Let's make it perfectly clear.
Honest.
Radio from Hell Show. Call 877-602-9696. Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, Gina on X96.
950.
Would you like to hear a little bit more about gin, or do you want 5 acne myths?
Well, we need to get to those acne myths.
Just quickly about gin, though, it was so prevalent in England in the
Well, it was medicine.
early 1800s. Well, water was undrinkable. You would get sick if you drank water. So people drank gin because it was so cheap. It was cheaper than water. And there were signs in shops that read, drunk for a penny, dead drunk for tuppence. They called it Mother's Rum. Anyway, or Mother's Ruin, excuse me. But your 5 acne myths.
Our listener in England says that gin is still huge here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's the only clear spirit I like.
Flavored vodka.
I don't. Yeah, I mean basically gin can be almost anything, and it starts with kind of like vodka, and then they'll put the juniper in it. I love it. But 5 acne myths.
Okay.
Don't believe the hype, John. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ever have pimples?
John Smith in the studio, ladies.
Did you ever have pimples?
Not really.
Okay.
Never had a problem.
I mean, I get the occasional blemish.
Now you struggled with some acne, didn't you, Gina? At one time.
I may have.
At one time. I never had it too much. I think when I was a teenager, I think I got a little sprinkling on my forehead and.
Yeah, during junior and high school, I had the T-zone situation going.
Is that what they call it?
It was bad. The
I was
forehead and then down through the T-zone.
I was on Accutane.
Ooh, really?
That's the hard stuff.
Ooh, you were hardcore.
And,
I don't tell.
And when they put you on Accutane and you're a girl, this is true, they make you be on birth control. And I was in high school, and I was a good girl in high school, and we went to the dermatologist, and he said, here's your Accutane prescription, and here's your birth control prescription. And I said, I don't need that. And he said, you have to do it. And I said, it's not a problem. I don't need it. And he said, no, I have to prescribe you. No.
Did you grow hair in weird places?
No, because
it's bad. Your fetus will.
Because if you get pregnant while you're on Accutane, the baby will be deformed.
I mean, there are chances that it will be.
I got you.
It's not.
It's high. It's a high chance of it. But I said, no, you don't understand. It's not a problem. Well, no, because sometimes it happens. I'm like,
I can't believe that you were such a medical scofflaw that you didn't take it, though.
I wasn't having sex and wasn't going to.
You might have accidentally had sex. Something could have.
No.
Somebody could have slipped and fallen.
I was on a bus. I don't know what happened.
5 acne myths.
Oh, we're still doing
it. Okay, here's the myth. Here's the myth. You're supposed to
Class president.
Skip moisturizer.
Skip moisturizer.
It says it says
so you shouldn't skip moisturizer.
Yeah. They say no. It's because they say it clogs up your pores.
No, moisturizing is very important.
No, skipping moisturizer on skin can become dehydrated, and that causes more oil, and then that causes more acne.
Does this go for back knee as well?
Yes.
Well, it's the same as just on your back.
Okay.
If you eat greasy foods, you're guaranteed to get.
No.
Always heard that.
Has nothing.
Not true.
Not true.
Okay, I will say this.
They said that about chocolate too.
When I go to the movie theater and I get extra butter on my popcorn and I eat it like this,
You touch your
because
face.
you leave it on your face.
and then I've got to I've got to go in and like do a full on scrub down.
You got to wash your face thoroughly. That's probably where the myth comes from.
The butter.
Yeah. You shouldn't use sunscreen because it clogs your pores.
No, of course you should use sunscreen.
Yeah, no, it's essential.
Yes.
All oils are created equal.
No.
Not all oils work on all skin types, so you have to find the right one.
Popcorn
for you.
oil is.
Let's see.
That's bad.
Coconut oil. That's what they use in popcorn. That's not real butter. It's coconut oil, flavored coconut-based oil.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so there are some theaters that don't
butter flavoring
have real butter, but the butter flavoring that most of them use, it's coconut oil based.
Whatever's in it gets sucked right into my face.
And number 5, sweat from working out causes back knee.
Yeah.
Body acne.
Yeah.
No.
That's me working out all the time.
Well, that's not what's causing it then.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's something else.
Maybe it's not working out.
Oh my God! I think it's leprosy. I don't think that's acne.
I'm a leper.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different.
So, you see why I get Teen Vogue? because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Articles like that.
I don't want the birth control. No.
Well, it's too late now.
You've got 3
I don't
children.
even have a uterus
You do-
now.
Exactly.
You don't have to take my uterus out. I'm not using it. I don't know why you didn't take it. There could have been an accident.
No, there couldn't have.
All right.
I was on the bus.
I just think it's fascinating that you're such a rule follower.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't have sex, of course.
Yeah.
But you would also.
But
yeah.
the doctor tells you you have to, and you didn't.
I
That
knew
I-
why he told
Where
me.
where you draw the lines
Because
is
I
weird.
didn't. I knew I didn't want to take a pill I didn't need because I wasn't going to need it.
Don't you wish the doctor would have told you, here's your Accutane, here's a birth control prescription that you have to take, and don't forget to put oil in your Mustang. Don't you wish he would have?
Yes. That would have been.
So you would have
helpful.
followed that rule.
Yes.
We do the promo?
Yes.
All right.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show.
At 7 a.m., it's the meh question of the week. Submit yours to radiofromhell@x96.com.
Hey, you know what? If we pick your question, you're going to win a $25 gift card to Prohibition.
And at 7:45, it's hello, yeah, what? A chance for you to talk to us, the Radio from Hell show, about whatever you want.
That's Friday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
At work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you got, John?
I'm sure I've got something.
You haven't checked
Oh,
yet.
you know what? I've got lost 80s tickets.
Oh, okay.
That I have for sure. I was thinking about doing like a dress-up party, like getting in my best 80s gear.
You still have that, don't you?
I have some of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your Devo hat, I know.
Got my Devo hat.
How was the game last night?
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome.
What was the score?
So great.
Four
4
to
zip.
one.
4
I knew
zip.
they beat them.
Shut out. It should have been 5. There was a video.
Yeah, they called it back or
they
something?
They called the second goal back, so it should have been 5-0. But man, they just stomped all over these guys. So great. You could tell right at the beginning. I mean, you could tell that Real had their A-list players out.
Did that one Rancid guy cry when his team lost?
He was in good spirits.
Okay.
He was talking pretty tough. Lars, he was talking pretty tough at the
Lars, yeah.
beginning, but they decided, we're no sore losers.
Okay.
So, by the way, Rancid's on Conan O'Brien tonight.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you missed Rancid in town, you missed him last night. You can watch him on
You can
Conan.
watch him perform live on Conan. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
It's a period piece.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.